Welcome to the Trail Chasers Podcast.
This episode is presented by Nexen Tire. We were in the Nexen Tire booth all weekend at the Off-Road Expo, and we had the chance to talk to a lot of people about the Roadian MTXs. We're really glad to see so much excitement around the community for these tires. If you want to check them out, please go to NexenTireUSA.com.
Today on the show, we talk about our shenanigans this weekend at the Off-Road Expo. Jose, you about ready to quit your job and do this full-time?
Why? Teachers have great benefits.
There may or may not have been some alcohol consumed this weekend, and I'd like to apologize in advance for what you're about to listen to.
No, don't.
It's time for the Trail Chasers Podcast. Are you ready? Let's begin.
Trail Chaser, you're not gonna chase your adventure. Trail Chaser, our time is now.
Get out there and chase your adventure. Get out there and chase your adventure. Get out there and chase your adventure. Get out there and chase your adventure.
All right, guys, so as per the official rules and regulations of the Nexen Tire giveaway, the winners...
This is a good thing. I'm
winners-
very happy about this.
The winners of the Nexen Tire giveaway did not claim their prize, with the exception of the second place winner. So the second place winner, who was I want to say I got it saved here, Lonesome Rider JKU, he did reach out, send me his contact information, and so he will be getting shirt, hat, stickers, swag bag type thing. So we appreciate that. He listened and he caught the episode.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
Yeah, dude.
What that does mean, though, is the first and third place winners did not claim their prize before the end of the contest.
Just want to note, I made it as easy as possible for that first guy,
Look,
first place.
We're not even going to go there. We're not even going to go there. If you want to know, if you want some comedy, go look on the Instagram post.
Yeah.
About when we posted the second time that said, "Did you win?" And there's someone on there that said, "I'm not going to listen to any episode. You got to post it here." So now we're where we're at.
And then just follow the thread and you can start laughing.
It's randomness. And so, wah, wah, wah. Bummer for you, dude. Okay, so here's the deal. We are doing a second chance giveaway, but you need to act right now. We're not waiting a month. We're not going to drag this out.
So this goes live Thursday, right?
So this episode's going to go live Thursday on...
the 3rd?
It is the 3rd. So... starting the 3rd of October.
And that's because that's when this episode will drop.
That's when this episode will drop. It'll be available for people to download on the 3rd. You've got until 5 p.m. Pacific time on Monday, October 7th.
Monday or Sunday?
Monday.
We're going to choose.
We start recording around 6 o'clock on Mondays, so they've got till 5 p.m.
So
on Monday.
You got those 4 days. 4 days to... So that means
this is tailored to like a true listener.
Exactly.
This is someone that's someone that listens to this show immediately.
Yes, that's who's going to win these tires. And so again, that makes me feel good because the whole time we got a lot of feedback like, oh man, I listen to every episode. I love you guys. And when we did the drawing, in the back of my mind, I'm like, God, I hope one of our guys, or one of our favorites,
one of our people.
I'm sorry, I hope one of them win. It didn't happen, but we were 100% legit.
Yep.
So now
it's free game. Now
exactly.
So this is what we're gonna do, and I'm even gonna open it up to Lonesome Rider JKU because he won second place. Even he can enter. Anybody that's listening to this episode before October 7th, you can go to www.trailchasers.net/second chance. That's a /, where the top of the slash is on the right. Because we have some people that don't know what to do here.
Dude, I'm one of them.
I know.
Thank God you explain that.
So here's what's happening with this. You have to physically type these words into your search bar.
You're not going to find this on the website anywhere or on our Instagram.
We're not posting it anywhere. There's no link to it on the website. trailchasers.net /second chance. The whole word SECOND ONDCHANCE. Second Chance. There's going to be a button there. You click register now. You will register. So think about this. You have to go there and type this in, and you've only got 4 days to do it. So the chances of winning have gone from the thousands of people that entered the last time to whichever 20 of you that's willing to do this, right?
Yeah, like tens. Yeah,
and this is for 5 tires of your like your size
tires
delivered to a local tire shop.
Correct. So look, I'm not messing around, guys. We're gonna Monday. We're gonna draw the winner on Monday the 7th. And I'm hoping it's someone that listens to this show regularly. So we're going to open it up to anybody at this point because there's no restrictions. This is the second chance drawing. You get one chance to enter. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to, as everybody enters, they'll get a number assigned, 1, 2, 3, and we'll pick one winner by random.
Just a random number generator.
And so if you want a set of tires and you want a really good chance to win, go to trailchasers.net/second chance, all one word, SECONDCHANCE, by October 7th, 2019, 5 p.m. I hope one of you guys win.
You're listening to a 4x4 Radio Network podcast.
The Trail Chasers podcast is a member of the 4x4 Radio Network. If you want more off-road shenanigans in your ear holes, go to 4x4radionetwork.com to hear episodes of the Jeep Talk Show, the 4x4 podcast, the Center Steer podcast, and On the Trail with Kevin and Scott. All right, I don't know about you guys. I'm pretty tired.
It is Monday.
It is the Monday after Expo.
I'm dead, man. We're recording right now, right? Because we've been talking about this like since I got here about how tired. But this is for
now the recorder.
Posterity.
Yeah, we're actually recording.
Yeah.
So we were privileged enough to go to Off-Road Expo Saturday and Sunday. We were set up in the Nexen booth. They set us up a canopy, all the stuff we needed. The three of us and my brother was out there. Casey was out there all day Saturday. It was. I mean, you'll hear what we talk about a little bit. We're going to go through.
We kind of commented. I don't want to run down the same. This has been amazing. It was an amazing because I don't know unless we cut that part out.
No, there's still plenty.
At the end of yesterday.
No, there's still. We're going to talk about how amazing it was.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was. I cannot believe how many people we got to talk to and how many connections we made. We had so many Omaha'ds. We had so many people.
It was insane.
So many people come out to see us, and I want to say thank you. Like,
absolutely.
It was
absolutely.
It was.
You guys are the best.
Absolutely the best. Because we were there. I'll be honest. There was a part of me because we've done a couple of these. We've done a couple of these events where we've got a booth set up, and we figured, okay, we'd got 250 stickers for this event, and I was like, we're going to give away 50 stickers. Like, I don't think we've given away more than 30 stickers at any event we've ever gone to, right? And I expected we'd have some.
But there's a lot of sticker people.
Yeah, true. But. We had talked last week about we'd have 5 people come and do Omaha, and that'd be great. We'd be totally happy.
And that was a reach. Like I was like,
yes,
maybe 5.
It was 20. It was at least 20. I mean,
but how great was it? Like the perfect. That's why Peyton Manning used that term Omaha because it's like people look and go, what the hell's going on over here?
Well, it's so out of context. Like, why are you yelling a random city?
And so here's kind of the background. Like, you come in the main entrance, you go down the main alley with a bunch of cool places. You turn right and you go almost all the way to the end of that vendor row.
So you have vendor row. We're at the end of vendor row.
Yes, we're at the very end of it. We're sitting next to the Nexen booth. There's some rooftop tents across from us. And
Ram.
Dodge was next to us, kind of stuff. And so, there's always foot traffic going through there. And as all of a sudden, people are walking around, all of a sudden someone yells Omaha, and sitting at the booth, you see everybody in there turn around going, what the hell?
It's happening again.
Yes. And the best one, I'm going to shout out to Dave from TrailAdventuresUSA. So our buddy Dave, the one with the ZR2 we went wheeling with a couple weeks ago. So you guys are out doing man on the street stuff. I've got my back turned to the men's on the streets.
Yeah, men's.
And I'm like doing something on the computer, and I get hit with the loudest Omaha. It was Dave, Crystal, their 3 kids. They all stopped right at the corner of the booth, did 1, 2, 3, and screamed Omaha. And I jumped out of my seat. And after they did it, I kid you not, a dozen other people swarmed the booth because they heard this Omaha. They see me throwing shirts at all of them, and everybody's like, "Where's my shirt? What's the secret word? Please?" Nope, not gonna work. Not gonna work.
No, I had somebody come up after that and go, Yamaha? No, dude, not Yamaha.
We had someone say Omaha.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. That was Francis. That was, you'll hear this clip. Clip. And but we are so grateful for the people that came out to see us. We are grateful for those that are listening now after getting the chance to meet us, and we are grateful to.
We're
Nexen.
assuming you're still listening.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to see our numbers drop now.
We're grateful to Nexen for really setting us up the way they did, and we had a great time. The first day was. I mean, both of them were like 9 to 6, and I was exhausted by yesterday. I was dragging butt all the way through the day at work today. My throat's still a little sore from talking the whole time, but it was absolutely worth every minute of it. Screw you. You're tired too.
I am tired, but my throat's not raw or itchy. Anywho,
I'm not gonna. Yeah, whatever. What we're gonna do, and you guys, you're used to this.
You know what? We found out that families listen to this show.
Oh, I
plural
know.
this weekend.
So Sergio,
they've been warned, dude.
I will, Sergio.
That's true.
We will let you know when we need to put on earmuffs. Okay. So we'll try to keep it simple. You'll hear from Sergio a little bit later. We're going to play some of the clips from the event. You'll hear all 3 of us. You'll hear Casey, and you'll hear a bunch of the people we interviewed. And we're just going to talk about it a little bit and go through kind of some of the highlights of the event. What we've decided to do, because I literally had...
We have hours.
I have 6 hours of content that I just pulled out of what I think is the good stuff. That's not counting the stuff that I didn't...
We had another contact moment. Like, there's 18 hours of recording.
Oh, yeah.
We were only there for 2.
there was, dude, I probably could have put together a 10-hour episode of, so Jose, there's a popcorn stand over there, and
oh God,
Crystal, the baby lady I've been buying beer from for the last 2 days is super interesting. Maybe we should talk to her. I swear,
you did listen to the recording.
I listened to all of it, dude. And yes, and so we're gonna go through some of this. Anything that we don't get the chance to go through tonight.
Shout out to Crystal. Thanks for hooking it up.
What we'll do is we'll put out a bonus episode. So this will release Thursday like normal, and then on maybe Friday or Saturday we'll drop a bonus episode with the remaining interviews and conversations we had for you guys to listen to, because there's a lot of good stuff there. So we're going to touch base on some of the highlights, and then we'll see what we have left after that, and then go from there. So let's roll into the beginning of this, and this is day 1. I'm not sure where Jose was, but somehow Casey ended up with a microphone, and this is Matt and Casey going in.
There you are. Okay, here we are. I'm sitting here with Casey. So this is the most stickers in the first half hour today that I think we've ever given away.
Just filled the table up, and they're like half gone already.
I've already filled it 3 times. We're going to have like an emergency order of stickers.
Yeah, I hope you brought a bunch. I'm looking. I don't see. I see the satchel there. It's got. Okay, we got enough stickers.
But I'm telling you that's like half of them, because we've already gone through. So hopefully Cody has like another stack at home.
Yeah.
Otherwise, emergency.
So clearly, we didn't have enough stickers. Like,
we could have had a sticker machine printing out stickers there.
So that's a thing. Like, you go to these events. How many times have you been to like the off-road? Something like that, an off-road expo, probably SEMA.
You're walking around with a bag.
I don't know about SEMA, but yeah, there are people that walk around with bags, and they don't care. They don't care what you're
selling, what you're about.
You got stickers? Thank you.
Yeah,
and
a lot of kids. We had a lot of kids looking for stickers.
Kids grab stickers. That's fine. And for a little bit, I was like, go ahead and put that on your skateboard. I don't know. Whatever you're gonna do with that, enjoy it.
There was one point, a little girl comes up and grabs 2 stickers, and Casey goes, "Oh, that'll be $4.99." And the look on her face, like, "Oh my God, I'm stealing these stickers." And she came back and set them down all tentatively, and Casey was like, "No, I'm kidding." But I honestly, there
were people with wagons.
Yes,
they were pulling wagons full of swag, like posters,
was
stickers,
crazy.
Yeah,
on one hand, to your point, Matt, a lot of these kids are taking stickers that they're not going to listen to our show, But on the other hand, I feel like and you and Casey talk about this a little bit. It gets the brand out there. So I don't know anybody out there listening that knows the science and data behind sticker giveaways.
We're no sticker scientists.
We're no sticker scientists. But I feel like the next event we need to double that sticker order for sure, because we were almost out. We were out of I would say at least 200 stickers by 11 o'clock.
Yeah, easy.
And it started at 9.
We had to start throttling.
Yes,
and we just put our business cards, and there was like the same 10 business cards for the next 5 hours.
Because people would come up and grab the card and try to peel it open.
Yeah,
well, people took the business card though.
Yeah,
they're like, "That's something."
Yeah, they did.
It's something.
All right, let's see what else you and Casey talk about for a little bit.
Oh man,
Trouble just showed up.
Yeah, what's up?
What up?
All right, the man, the legend, Joe K. What's up, guys?
How's it going, buddy?
So, you guys want to grab a sticker?
They're free.
New logos, the new stuff on it.
Exactly.
You just have to put them on your rig, and then they're free.
Hi. So how you guys, Joe? I don't know if have you been on an episode before?
I have not been on an episode. Well, in person, I've been.
He's been mentioned on the show. I know
You've been mentioned numerous times, but congratulations. No pressure. But in order to make it, we gotta have some kind of creative banter, because I don't edit the show. I just provide a lot of content. Some of it good, some of it bad.
A lot of it gets cut out.
Yeah, a lot of it gets cut out. So
I think we all provide a little bit of content for the show.
We all do. But and you've provided some golden content. But today let's hope that this interaction that we're having actually makes the show. No pressure.
No pressure.
Well, I cut the rest of that out because it really wasn't a good conversation after the fact. So
I can only do so much.
Yeah, I mean, you tried, Matt.
You showed him you can't make him walk through the door.
I can't.
You let him through the door.
You can lead a horse to water.
Yeah. So whatever. We cut that part out. Let's see what's playing next.
Yeah, we're just checking things out, walking the booths and seeing what's out there, and figure we got to come by and see the TC booth. Although it's not the orange room.
It's not the orange room, but they
room.
set this up for us.
It's the purple and white
walked
room.
up, as you're walking up,
the Nexen purple and white.
You see the giant Nexen, trailer with their awning, and you're kind of looking for where are we setting up, and then you see the little 10 by 10 Nexen. And I didn't want to presume that it was ours, but it was. I was very pretty stoked about that. So, have you guys? What else have you guys checked out thus far?
Well, we did follow the directions on the Instagram. Stopped at Icon, right?
I still have to make a stop there.
Stop by the other 2 booths along the way, and just trying to make our way over here to check in, and then we're going to hit some more stuff and come back and just take it all in.
So
cool.
It's quite a walk to get back here. I got all sweaty. Especially having to drag all our gear back here.
I told him, give me a call. I have.
Do you have any comments on that?
At me, but I'll give
I definitely started with some ibuprofen before we started, just to keep the inflammation down, because it will happen.
And you're a medically trained person, so this sounds like good advice.
Yes, I got a little bit of training, EMT for about 30 years, so.
Dude, all right. So is there a special kind of ibuprofen that I'm not taking that you are?
Just greater volume. Just more alcohol.
I don't know. I take quite a bit a day.
So I thought that was funny. That what were you going to say, Jose?
Well, what I was going to say, just because you've done something for 30 years doesn't mean you're good at it.
Oh, true. I'm pretty crappy at my job. No.
Wow.
So the point there was, to Matt's point, it was a long way away. Like we talked about earlier, it was a long walk from the main gate to get to the front. I'm still in a boot. Jose and Matt drug all of our stuff in there. Like it was a pretty big task. And I don't know about you guys, but I loaded up preemptive ibuprofen beforehand.
It's funny. We all took, a certain amount of milligrams to make it through this weekend.
Yeah, and I had to continue some more this morning. And I probably walked. I don't know how many miles did we walk.
I saw it on my phone. I think I walked. We walked like 6 miles on Saturday.
So I probably didn't walk as much as you guys did, but my ankle didn't hurt from the boot. Everything else hurt, my back and my knees and everything else. So, we made it through with the ibuprofen. And then that was pretty early on. Joe showed up really early. We had one Omaha show up like 9:05. I forget the guy's name. I don't even think we recorded it, but
we're horrible.
Yeah, no, I think we got it on video, but we don't have it on the audio.
I have it on my phone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it was great. A guy and his son came up. Thank you guys for that. And then I think I would say this was one of the best Omahas for the day coming up, and this is our buddy Sergio.
Hey guys, I'm here with Sergio. Yep. Hey Sergio, actually I'm going to give you a little interview. So you came up, you clearly listened because you did you called your audible, and you did an amazing job. You did it exactly the way I had hoped somebody would do it. We already had one person come by and do it once, but yours, no offense to the other person, way better. Great job, dude.
Thank you.
So how long have you been listening to our podcast?
I usually listen to it in the car when we go to school because my dad plugs his phone into the Jeep and we just listen to the podcast.
So now I got to make sure that I watch my language, and because now I'm starting to think about some of the things I've been saying, but yeah, that's true.
I've heard worse.
Nice. That kind of makes me feel better, but then it also makes me wonder, what kind of society do we live in? But okay, awesome. And you guys go four-wheeling in, what do you guys have?
We have a Jeep JL 2018? Yeah, a 2018 Jeep JL with a winch on the front.
Awesome. Have you guys used the winch yet?
No. But I remember how much of a struggle it was to put it in. It was really hard to do it.
You guys did it yourselves?
Yep. We did it ourselves.
Have you guys thought about maybe just parking the Jeep at the end of the driveway and then just dragging things out of the garage with the winch?
No, not at all.
Dad, did I just create a situation now?
Park the Jeep and start dragging your sister's Jeep.
Oh my goodness. All right.
Tell them how we set up the winch. What do we tie onto?
Didn't we tie it onto your truck? Yeah, we tied it onto the truck, and then I sat in the front seat with the winch control and just was holding it so that it was going straight into the winch, because it takes a long time for us to be able to straighten it out inside of its little area.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. I don't know anything about winches. I honestly barely know anything about Jeeps. When you guys start kicking out letters JL and YJs and ZJs and all that stuff, I get confused. So I'm really impressed with your Jeep knowledge, and thanks for coming by our booth today and coming out to the...
So Sergio was great, right? I mean,
dude, I was about to say, I don't know how old this kid is, but he's really well spoken.
Yes, he's me and him. I think we could start another podcast.
Dude, I think I just got fired. Is this
I was hoping you guys wouldn't notice how well that interview was going because of him.
Yeah, no, Sergio was great, and he did a great Omaha. And
that was I told Monty about it. Like, this kid came out Omaha.
You know what? In hindsight, we should have had a GoPro set up in the tent
just to
catch the Omahas.
But we didn't think I didn't really think it was going to be worth it. We should have known at that point.
Yeah, so that was great. He was great. His dad was there with his dad, his sister.
They had visited us at another event too. I think it was at Eco Crawl or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yes, really good conversation with him. And then let's see what's next here.
Hey guys, it's David from TrailAdventuresUSA, and we are here at Trail Chasers Podcast booth, Offroad Expo 2019, having a good time. We're here with Cody.
Yes.
What's happening, brother?
It's been a crazy busy morning, man. We had to park quite a ways away, haul all this stuff in. We got it all set up, but we're up and running now. Matt and Jose have been out, man, on the streets taking interviews, and we just had a huge rash of Omaha'ds that came up. You got to listen to the show to find out what the Omaha'ds were, but we're almost out of shirts now too. Yeah. So it's been a crazy morning.
It didn't take much, right? I show up with my family of like 20 kids, and we go, Yo, Omaha!
Yeah, you get that. We didn't have the camera going at the time, but I got the biggest. It like shocked me how much Omaha there was.
And so tell everybody who, people in my network that might not know who you are, and that you have this calendar, you have this podcast, you organize some fun runs. So tell people that might not know what you guys are about real quick so that they can follow you guys and connect.
Yeah, it's an off-road podcast, but we talk about everything that you wouldn't expect us to talk about. Conspiracy theories, Area 51, the fact that my co-host is married to my sister and what kind of trouble that gets me into. But it's just a show about hanging out, having fun. We don't care what you drive. We don't care what your experience level is. We want you guys to listen to the show, have a good time, and then come out and wheel with us. It's all about enjoying the outdoors.
Right? Yeah. And you guys may have seen a video I posted on YouTube last week or so. We all got together. We went out to Stoddard Wells and got lost. We had a great time. It gave us a chance to connect one-on-one with some people we didn't know, make some new friends. And that's kind of what this community has always been about. Off-roading, meeting people, have common interest and have a good time.
Yeah.
And we listened to your podcast. Actually, we caught it on YouTube.
Okay.
And we loved it. We just thoroughly got a kick out of it. Obviously, we are following the podcast on the regular podcast channels now, so that's great. Now, how can my guys, the people who follow Trail Adventures USA, how can they connect with your podcast?
The easiest way is trailchasers.net. You can go to trailchasers.net. There's a subscribe button, whether you're on Android or Apple. You can listen to it straight off of the website, and we are now... I believe it's set up to where it's posting to YouTube automatically every time we release. But you can find us on any podcast app, or you can just listen to it directly on the website.
Right. And the key to the web address is the Trail Chasers.
Actually, the website is trailchasers.net. Our Instagram is the Trail Chasers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't get that mixed up, guys.
Yeah. If you Google search Trail Chasers, we should be the first thing that pops up.
Fantastic. Well, listen, this is David. We're going to be signing off. We're going to be covering some more of the Expo. We just wanted to stop in to say hi to some good friends.
Appreciate it.
It's always an honor and a privilege. And you guys will see more of these guys off road with us. And we will definitely
got more stuff coming up.
Absolutely.
Thanks, man.
Have a great day, guys.
Bye.
Yeah, so Dave stopped by with his family.
That's Dave of ZR2 fame.
That is Dave.
What was the handshake count that day?
Well, I don't.
I think just two because we came in.
We
late.
walked in. Yeah, we walked in late on the.
But he made a comment about that too. Does this count towards our list? Sure.
Yeah. So interesting. So he edited a bunch of stuff already and already got a video out on his page. And you guys will be seeing probably about the time you're hearing this. You'll see that we were featured in the Engine Block blog again. I talked to those people. They did a big write up on.
Is that really like your thing? And you're just like,
nope.
You're not telling us that you have like another website.
I do not have time to do this show well. I definitely don't have the time to do something else.
I didn't say nothing about doing anything well.
Like I said, you could be doing something for 30 years. Doesn't mean you're going to be doing it well.
No. So the Engine Block wrote up a big old feature on the Off-Road Expo. They grabbed a couple quotes from us, and she told me when I was talking to her, she's like, I found this great video from Trail Adventures USA, and they featured him in their post. So you can catch that out at his website. At his YouTube page, Trail Adventures USA. And we really appreciate having the time to talk to him. Crystal and his kids, they were all great. Good times. We're going to be spending more time with them in the future, I'm sure. Let's roll on to what's next. I think what's next is Tony May from the Super Jeep Challenge.
So who with what?
I am Tony May with Jeep Nation TV and American Super Jeep Challenge.
Okay. Wow. We need to find out more about the Super Jeep Challenge.
We are a custom builder challenge show that is actually going to be filming on Motor Trend Network.
I think I've seen it. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So the pilot aired in April on Motor Trend, and
Cody, that's how that works. We want to hear him, so you would put your microphone in his face.
So that's why that sound sounded weird right there. I had to amplify.
This is more Three Stooges podcast right
there. I had to amplify Tony's beginning conversation.
You couldn't hear Jose in the background, but he was doing. Whoop, 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 whoop.
No, well, you didn't hear me because my mic was, I was pointing it towards you.
I had to.
Your mic was to Cody, and Cody's mic was.
And you know what? If I recall correctly, we brought 4 mics, but at one point you went, "It's not worth bringing those other 2 out."
Listen, I just 30 seconds ago said we can't do this show well. Whatever. So I did the same thing again, where I was holding the microphone to my mouth, and Matt had to step in and hold the microphone to the guest mouth. So you'll hear it, and then it goes
really
right from
like
there.
Inappropriate. Here, bro. Here's a microphone. Let me hold it up to your face for you. Just rude.
So we have some of the top builders in California out here. We've got Savvy Off-Road, Black Ops 4x4.
Yes.
Yeah. Rockstar Garage is out there. We got RJD Motorsports out there. Crusher Off-Road, Rebel Off-Road.
Yes.
And West Coast Customs.
Wow.
And where's the build happening?
The build is not happening. The builds are already done. So basically, we're judging. We're basically working through what is. So the way this show works is we're creating this category. You got supercars, you got Bugattis, you got Salines, you got all this other crazy stuff. So now we are doing. There you go.
Thank you.
I like how you're doing that. You're making the adjustment on the fly.
That's what we
go
do.
back to you when you're talking.
Yeah. So thank you. I got both mics now.
and I.
Let's just one of us learn to juggle, and we'll record with 3 mics, but around all of them flipping around in front of the 3 of us. Okay, like that might be interesting,
dude. In Outsiders Forum, he's like, "Oh, look, dude, they're real considerate. They even have a guy that's doing American Sign Language for the."
Tony, I'm sorry.
So the way the show works is we're creating a category of super Jeeps, and the thing is, if you look at what Black Ops has done, if you look at what Rockstar Garage has done, when you look at what Savvy has done, you're talking about some of the most extreme builds because you've got engine swaps, you've got you got frame extensions, you got all kinds of axle swaps, and just so much custom work. Not just the fabrication, but the performance of this stuff. Yeah, we can pose for that too, bro.
Well, they make fun of me because I've done this 100 times where I'm talking to someone and I'll give the.
How many mics do you have to have?
I'm just gonna. So what has happened, folks, is I have officially hijacked. You see the mic? I have officially hijacked the Trail Chasers podcast. That's what's really going on.
I'm good with it.
You're okay with this?
You'll probably do a better.
Yeah, do it.
In fact,
I'm taking notes.
You want to see true hijacking? Watch this. Now I'm running everything here.
Hold on, can I just do the robot in the background?
Yes. That's fantastic.
Yeah, so what happened there is Tony grabbed both the microphones because he got tired of our shenanigans.
Didn't he grab the camera on the phone on the gimbal?
That's right. That's right.
Thus I'm going to do a robot dance. For a podcast doesn't make much sense.
No, but he took over the show for a few minutes there.
And if we can rewind, but I think he liked it.
I think so. And the interesting thing, he literally rolled up on a scooter just like I was on a couple weeks ago, and that's kind of what sparked the conversation. Speaking of which, while we're talking about it, I saw a dozen people in booths.
There's an Achilles heel injury epidemic.
All the cool kids are wearing casts on their feet at these expos. I'm just saying.
Somebody's going around punking you guys, just taking you guys out. What's that skater that got knocked out of the Olympics?
No, the Doyles are outside. And
oh, man. Dude, every time I saw something, I'd stick my foot up in the air. I'm like, what's up, brother? I walked by a guy in one of the buildings and fist bumped him. Nice job, bro.
One dude gave you the stink eye. He was not cool with that call out at all.
Back to Tony.
Super Jeep Challenge.
Yeah, so Super Jeep Challenge, let's make sure we're framed up. Hi, guys. Super Jeep Challenge is for all these builders, and we're basically creating the Super Jeep category and kind of establishing what makes a Jeep a Super Jeep. So this is one of the regional competitions, and then we're doing, so we got a bunch of regional competitions around the country, and then we'll have basically the finals down in West Palm Beach, Florida at Supercar Week. So it's, we will be surrounded by the Bugattis and the Ferraris and the Lambos and everything else down there, and some of the other craziest vehicles that you'll see from the sports car world. Now we'll have Super Jeep Village down there for the second year in a row. So it's really exciting to see where everything's going. But so that's the Super Jeep Challenge, and then Jeep Nation's the custom builds and shenanigans that Mike and my buddies and I do, and then we got American Super Trucks, which is another show, and we got some other crazy.
How many Frontiers do you have on that?
How many what?
Frontiers.
What's a Frontier?
Oh my god!
Oh my gosh! My first truck was a Nissan. Come on.
All right, hey.
It was my first truck was a lowered '88 Nissan pickup.
Oh, bitchin'.
So when does the episode start to air so that people can see it?
So the show will start airing on Motor Trend in first quarter of 2020. Don't have the dates yet. Motor Trend hasn't told us what the dates are yet, but it'll be on Motor Trend in first quarter.
Okay, cool. And so you can use the Motor Trend app or YouTube or on your cable channels, right?
Well, you can certainly watch it on Motor Trend. Make sure you DVR it if you miss the episodes. Otherwise, you can go to JeepNationTV.com and you can watch it digitally. You can watch it online.
Digitally? I'm one of them computer machines.
I can say digitally, but apparently it's a little challenging for me. I've not had near enough coffee this morning. The guys from...
So that was Tony.
I suspect right there, I just caught him. I think Tony might be from Victorville. That Victorville accent came out. Like, I don't know if you guys maybe replay it. You could hear it. It snuck out of him. He couldn't say digitally.
Dude, when you asked him about, so how many Frontiers? Like, what did you just call me?
But I was also going to say, one, if I remember right, he had remember I was talking about next time we go to an event like that, it seems like people that have those collared, almost
bowling shirts.
The
work
mechanics,
shirts, mechanic shirts,
like NASCAR mechanic, pit crew shirts.
Or shirt from Swingers. No?
No. I don't want any velour shirts. But, they have that kind of, and that makes you look official, maybe.
We need one of those.
Maybe you get some badges. It doesn't have, dude, it doesn't have to be anything legit. Just something with your picture. Like I have Bobby Licato's badge. I would wear something like that. That makes you look official. And then the last thing in that clip, I got to throw Frontier out there constantly. This is, I'm the tip of the spear. And when people
that's your lot in life. Your lot in life is to do this.
That's right. So, maybe by the time I'm 70, people will start thinking about Frontiers as a viable off-road package.
And Tony was...
But how many times do I mention my Frontier
it's all
throughout
the day? The whole time. That's we'll find more. But Tony was super fun. It was funny. He walked up, or he scooted up.
He rolled by.
He rolled up, and he said something about, what are you guys all about? And I'm like, off-road and shenanigans. And he's like, I love shenanigans. And you kind of got that. He jumped in. He was playing with the microphone. He was trying to video. He was, quote unquote, videoing the whole thing. And at the end, he's all, damn it, I didn't record any of that.
Yep.
So
if nobody hears it, did it ever happen?
No, it never happened. But we really enjoyed our conversation with him. I saw him later in the day at the vendor after party dinner thing. Talked to him for a few more minutes. I am looking forward to connecting with him again and having some more fun, because he seems like a good guy that we'd really want to hang out with.
I would just like to say, if anybody ever sees Tony, you ever listen to this, I truly apologize for saying that you were from Victorville. I don't, I really didn't mean it,
What are you talking about? I have 2 homes in Victorville.
Well, in that case, woo.
All right, Matt. Well, it's time of recording is 1:50. Dude, this day has flown by. I can't believe it's gonna be 2:00 already.
2:00. It seems like it's been like a day and a half. You know how much content we've already got?
Does time go differently here at the Expo, or?
I found the more beer I drank, the more it affects my perception of time.
That is true too.
That's science.
That is science.
Nobody knows this, but Einstein, he drank a lot of beer, dude.
Einstein did. But a lot of people, they don't think he knew what he was talking about.
He's German, dude.
Okay. I mean, that was an ongoing theme this morning.
Hey, you ever meet a German? Sober? I mean a sober German. Not like you were hammered when you met the German. But you know what
I
I'm
want to
saying?
say maybe at least one, two.
Probably not, actually, to be honest with you, because those guys, it's known. It's just known. Those guys get after it, dude.
Do they really? Well,
Yeah,
they have.
and then
What's the? How many beers were we in? At this
what is wrong with us?
You haven't even heard some of the best stuff yet. I wonder about this, guys.
I love it.
So you guys, so it was kind of a low moment.
Well, no, Cody. Sorry to cut you off, but it's like when you walk away, it's like
There's no chaperone.
I know. That's what I was gonna say. When I walk away, and so behind the curtain here, people.
Where'd you go? Why would you leave us like that?
I don't know. I was probably. Oh no!
For 20 minutes,
dude, it's a 25-minute clip. I mean,
so I come back, and every time this happens, and I leave, and I come back, these guys are like, "Oh my god." Golden content. It is gold. We just recorded Emmy-worthy podcast Hall of Fame content, and every time in my mind, I'm like,
I didn't believe it until I just heard it.
Every time I hear that, I'm like, oh damn it! So today, as I'm trying to comb through this stuff, I get to the drunk German conversation, and I'm like, do you guys even remember having this conversation?
Yeah, I do.
Do you? Do you remember what comes up next?
no, I don't. Honestly, I don't.
Oh, we're gonna find out together.
I can't wait. And then
You know
they
what I
figure
found out? You know what I found out?
and then-
Oktoberfest isn't even happening in October. It starts like in late September.
You got to start early. You know what? People get so excited about it.
Yeah, but
here's the thing. People look forward to it so much.
Hey, you don't have a mic.
They
Shut up.
Hey, let's start in July, you know? Hey, we're close enough to Oktoberfest.
It's going to be October soon, right?
Yeah, you know what? Let's just call it October now. Let's start drinking now, guys. But yeah, that's what Germans do, dude. Is they drink beer, good beer, and then they start figuring out science. They just like, hey, let's start thinking about the space-time continuum and gravity waves and stuff like that.
That's
dude.
what all Germans do.
Just the good ones. You were there, dude. I heard your dumb ass laughing in the background.
What is a gravity wave, Matt? Explain gravity waves to me.
You know what? If I could, I wouldn't be here with you.
Yeah,
guys.
exactly.
Wait, no, real. Look up gravity waves. They discovered them. It's real.
You're a German. And you were pretty drunk. At that, I wanted some science.
Science. I'm flipping my hand in front of him like, that's called science, bro.
Oh, my goodness. All right, let's see what happens next.
The only ones that matter, dude. The only ones that came up with Volkswagen and the Autobahn and science and math. That's my theory.
All right, man.
So, anyhow, back to the
Expo.
Back to the Expo. Dude, we did a run earlier. We walked around, did a lap. Met some interesting people.
A lot of listeners came by.
Well, that wasn't during our lap. We met a couple of listeners too.
Oh, sorry. You know, let's go back to the lap. Let's go back to our lap.
You want to go back to the lap, and then we'll...
Clearly, you guys didn't plan out this conversation.
Oh, no.
You
Never do.
You didn't have a roadmap as to what you guys were going to talk about.
We'll talk about the listeners and how...
Easy to derail things, doesn't he?
Oh, dude, that's my middle name.
Those are
Derailer.
tangents. And we are a tangent-positive podcast. So, by all means, please, if you feel a tangent coming, take it. Take that tangent.
I will.
Take that tangent.
I always do.
TTT. Take that tangent.
T cubed.
Huh?
What'd you call me?
I thought you were a drunk German scientist. What happened?
I caught it. I thought he said T2, like we were starting talking about Terminator or something.
Oh, it comes up. You don't remember this conversation?
I do. I do.
You know, T squared is a little 2.
Okay. Yes.
T cubed is a 3.
Yeah. Okay. Dude, nice.
Yeah, well, there you go.
What, dude? That's a T-shirt.
I'm trying to be a math teacher, so hopefully you would assume I would know that.
That's impressive. I'm more impressed that I caught it. Well, I think I understand what you're talking about.
He's trying to convince himself. Like, I think I know. I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking about.
T2 was a movie, by the way. Brilliant.
That's one of those cases where the argument, where the sequel some may argue was better than the first.
It was.
One.
It was.
I would say.
Which one?
Terminator 2.
T2 was better than original Terminator. T2 holds up.
It holds up. It ain't worse.
If it came out today, it would be a blockbuster.
Absolutely. All right. Hey, go for a walk.
Get out of here. You don't even have a mic.
Like a tree.
And get out of here.
All right. So that just exemplifies right there the time that we're having here at the Expo.
Coors Light's flowing.
Good. You know what's sad? If you're listening to this, I have actually purchased 2 Coors Lights today. Not for me, but for you, because I care about you. And I want you to be happy. I want you to enjoy yourself.
I feel like this is the beginning of one of those parties, or the end of one of those parties where, like, just so you know, man, I love you, bro.
Hey, that was probably a Mojave Trail. I was calling out, and I don't know if you remember, but I was calling out songs over the radio. This one's for you, and whatever. Maybe it's for Jose.
Oh,
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
There's no mountains on that cup. I don't know if you're.
I'm gonna have to trust.
I don't know how you're gonna know if it's cold or not.
I'm gonna have to trust that the beer dispenser over there had blue mountains.
I mean, does the keg come with mountains on it? Is there? I don't know. I mean, it's you guys. It's your thing. It's your thing.
I think all kegs just work the same. Cold, not.
But how do you know if it's cold or not? You could judge just from it's funny, like on the brewery episode, Stone Brewery, I could tell, like, from my either how loud I was into the microphone or just my slurring, like where I was.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. There was
by the end of the interviews, like towards the end of the day, I was like,
oh my God. It was like, hey, when did you guys get Chewbacca to be on the show?
Dude, I'm mush mouth as it is already.
I mean, of all the Star Wars characters,
when did you guys start speaking?
Why would you hire Chewbacca to come and do interviews?
It's like, when did you guys start doing Star Trek and start speaking in Vulcan?
No, that's Klingon, dude.
Or Klingon.
Yeah, there's a lot of K's and J's and whatever. It sounds like when I get out of bed.
It sounded like a Star Trek.
What the hell is happening right there? Clearly, what the hell is happening right there?
Those were strong pours. They're strong Coors Light pours that day.
You talking about my skin? What?
Oh man. Okay, so some of this isn't going to get cut out.
I don't know.
By the end of that show.
It did. It was like all of a sudden we were in Tatooine at that bar where they found Han Solo, and it's just, oh my God, what do they serve in that place?
I don't know if that's a good thing for Stone or a bad thing.
It's great. It's an amazing thing. Don't frame it as a negative. It's beautiful, beautiful thing.
Guys don't want. Maybe some people don't want to go to the edge like that.
You're like, I'll go to the edge and I'll go over, but I'll tie myself off first. So I can come back.
There's like in Poltergeist.
What?
This is the best right here. Pause it. Now I remember this. Hold on.
So hold on. Wait, no, hold on. I gotta frame this.
I gotta finish snorting because this is so good. God bless you, Jose. I don't know how. Well, I would never go as ridiculous if it weren't for Jose to push my limits to help me be my best.
This is a first. Cody's hearing this for the first time.
Yes. Hold on.
So I just remembered. I got high-fived on this. I just high-fived Jose.
Oh,
what is about to happen?
I am so concerned right now. So people, I told you I had 6 hours of audio to go through, right?
I don't remember this, dude. So I should have told Monty about this when I got home.
Okay. So I went through when I say I went through 6 hours of audio today, I was like grabbing pieces of clips, going, okay, we'll go through this, we'll go through that, I'll look at it later. So up until now, all of the segments up until now, I actually was able to listen to front to back and clip out some stuff or whatever. This is the first segment that I haven't listened to yet. I just remembered that they went on a riff, so I saved it, and I thought, okay, we'll go through it here. I was not prepared. I was not prepared for Chewbacca and Tatooine, and whatever it is that's about to happen that these two are excited about right now. I am so concerned about what is about to happen.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. When I get sucked into a TV, I want to
Make sure you have a rope.
Hold on, dude. This is gold. Your daughter got sucked into a television, right? Wait.
Is she good and she has a rope? She's good.
Just yank her back. Just yank her back. But somehow in your mind, like, well, I'm going to go in there and get her. And I understand that. I understand because you'll do whatever for your kid.
100%.
She was adorable, too.
Yeah.
Even though, she died, like, right after that. Tangent. She died in real life. In real life. But think about, I got to go after my daughter. So it was like Craig T. Nelson, right? Coach.
I don't.
Was the dad.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right. And I'm going to go in there and just tie a rope off and assume that's going to
tie the other end. I'll be back.
That's going to bring me back from the underworld. What kind of rope is that? You have to have that rope. Think about it.
It was blessed before. It was blessed before. Yeah.
By like a shaman.
It was dipped in holy water.
Yes, or like a Catholic priest or something. It's beautiful.
What?
But think about that. Does that make sense? Oh, you're just gonna yank yourself back out of a TV with a rope? Just a regular rope?
At some point, did you guys get up and leave the Off-Road Expo? How did we start having conversations about this?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Man, good stuff.
Yeah, go. So this is what I talk when you guys are like, oh, I come back. Oh, dude, golden content.
You're still giggling about it.
It's gold. This is This is what I have. Woo! I am so concerned. Like that. We're only how many minutes in? We're only like a third of the way into your rant.
You were gone, dude.
I was gone for a while.
You were gone for like 45 minutes.
This is what you get.
So
this is what you get.
From the moment we kicked you out into the moment you came back, we didn't stop talking.
Oh man. Woo. Oh man. All right, let's see what happens.
Oh, beautiful.
Dude, the Rugged Radios guy just walked by, and you were talking about Catholic priests. Like, what the hell is this guy talking about?
Oh man, that guy was pretty good earlier. I'm sure he'll be on the show, right? Yeah, it's funny because we're getting to the point now. We start coming out to these events. We get so much content. Like
a lot of it doesn't filtered. A lot of it gets to see. We need to put out episodes like the, cuts from the cuts.
We do. Oh, you mean?
No, I'm talking about like stuff that doesn't make the show, which this probably won't make the show.
It should not have. It absolutely should not have. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Who knows?
That depends.
Who cares?
What's funny is we don't even know. Like, I listen to.
It should be Trail Chasers, like the cutting room floor. Yeah,
After Dark.
Yeah, After Dark.
After Dark. Trail Chasers around the campfire.
There you. Yeah.
Ooh,
that has to be like graded mature or what's the tag on iTunes?
You gotta swipe your ID just to download that episode. We gotta figure that out. Because we'll go deep like that. So, back to the Expo.
Thank you guys.
20 minutes later.
Thank you guys for coming back to the Expo.
I don't know how long.
Let's see what happens here.
Side note, since we've been talking on, like, people are looking at us like, what are these guys doing? They see the banner.
That, though.
That's
I'm used
true.
to it.
A lot of people.
What's that guy doing? My own thing, I mean, you can either be part of it or, hey, what's up, dude? Or not.
Okay.
That was a head nod. Let's give a head nod to some guy. Yeah, so, I don't care. It is what it is. Our listeners find this entertaining.
Well, they found it.
Do they?
I don't know.
Do they?
Man, this could be my last episode, guys. This could be the last. And you know what? If it is, I understand.
Sergio Senior. Is Sergio Jr. available Monday nights?
You could drop him off. Oh man.
Okay, so the next clip, now that we're through some of that shenanigans that I missed while I was walking around, we did have a listener come up to us, Francis, and his wife, and they had a really good story. He was the one that first came up and went, Omaha? And kind of questioned it. And then Matt got to talk to him about his Frontier.
That's right.
Okay, something amazing has happened. I can't believe... I can believe it, but I'm starting to believe like the influence, the tip of the spear, as far as Frontiers are concerned. I'm here with Francis. Francis actually bought his Frontier, his Nissan Frontier Pro 4X.
Yes.
Yes. Accolades.
Hold on. First he came out. He's like Omaha. Like
yeah. I'm sorry. So he's clearly a listener. Omaha. I didn't make him do like the leg thing, and he didn't have to call the receivers or nothing like that. But anyhow, you actually bought the Pro 4X.
I did. I did.
From what we've said,
guys been saying, yes.
That's crazy. But you know what? I don't. I started to ask you about it, like if you're happy. That's the road I was gonna go down. But you know what? Honestly, I am so happy with my Pro 4X. I'm not even gonna. I want to. Hold on. No, guys. I feel confident in asking you how you feel about your purchase before even recording. Like, let's just go raw. How do you feel about your purchase?
We love it.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
Because of you guys. Well,
all right, but it's both of you.
We love it. We were looking into the Tacomas. We were even considering a Ranger. We were looking into the Ranger.
No, you don't want to do that.
Let's look into the Nissan, and we listened to you guys. Well, I listened to you guys, and then.
Wait, do you listen to us too?
No.
Okay. Oh.
No,
yeah, it doesn't matter. Hey, you know what?
Work-wise,
guess what?
listen.
My wife, I have a podcast. My wife doesn't even listen to it, so that's cool.
She would listen, but work-wise, she can't listen to them. So I have more liberty of listening to you guys.
Okay.
So I listened to you guys, and then we went ahead and I just started doing research, and based on what you guys said, we were like,
bang for your buck, and what do you get? Yeah. So we bought those Bluetooth speakers so that I would correct myself when I was again, I'm swallowing the microphone again.
Well, I think the Bluetooth audio output was canceled out by the Budweiser input. So I don't think that
it wouldn't have mattered. The only one that drank Budweiser was Jose that day.
Yeah, Bud Light.
Bud Light, sorry. Whatever you were drinking canceled out the Bluetooth headset.
Mm-hmm, clearly.
Get for it, so
yeah.
It was a no-brainer. 18.
Woo!
2018.
We're brothers.
White.
Dude, we are brothers. Hold on. We are brothers.
By the way,
whatever.
we had a Land Cruiser ourselves too.
Oh wow!
Yeah, we had a '98 Land Cruiser.
Oh wow! Jose said it wasn't a real Land Cruiser. Whatever. But I'll tell you what. You know what you should do next time, because hopefully you guys can come out on a run with us and me and you. Because
I wanted to sign up for that. Yeah.
Oh, dude.
We live close to downtown. Echo Park, close to Dodger Stadium.
Oh! Wait a minute, are you a Dodger fan too?
Absolutely.
Oh man! Once again, I'm gonna shake your hand again.
You're a Dodger fan.
Man, oh. So you have four-wheeled it. You went to
Zusa so
Canyon.
far. Yeah.
Okay.
We went up there so far.
And how did it work for you?
And then I went to Big Bear recently, but just took a small trail up.
Yeah.
I forgot which one it was, but we were up there for a bit. But that was it so far. But we want to go out to Gorman, take it out there.
Oh wow, that's been
Big Bear trails.
That's been on our list too, Gorman.
Yeah.
You know what? You just missed out on. Dude, where were you last weekend? Well, I'll shake your hand again. Where were you last weekend? We did Stoddard Wells, and the truck performed so. You'd have been so pumped to again, you don't have the Nexen tires. Like I do, but I'll all right. But I'll tell you,
But we seriously wanted to come here to actually check them out because that's next on the list.
You gotta. I'll tell you right now. More and more, you got to go beast mode. If you do get them, maybe you can win them. Because that contest is still out there. But you got to do the beast mode. We're standing next to or one of the tires. No,
they look really awesome.
No, you got to do the beast mode because that's why you buy the Pro. You bought a Pro 4X, man.
I did, and because of the Trail Chasers, we bought a Pro 4X.
Dude, that is crazy. Yeah, exactly.
Send this to Nissan.
So, what kind of terrain? Like when you did Azusa Canyon, what kind of terrain was it? I've never done it myself.
A lot of sand. Yeah, there's a lot of
sand. Water. You do go through water. There's a lot more water.
Sorry.
So Matt tried to shove the microphone in Amanda's face, Francis's wife, and she immediately clammed up and walked away. She was having none of it, but I think we convinced her to start talking a little bit.
Again, I have that effect with the microphone. Sometimes it's a repulsor beam or whatever comes out of it. I don't know.
Sorry.
The microphone came out.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. You. Is that your wife or your girlfriend?
My wife. Yes.
Okay. We can't hear you unless the microphone. I want to hear your Seriously, you knew. Start talking. What kind of?
She's there.
What kind of terrain was it?
Loose sand.
Yeah, well, it was sand, gravel. You do go over some water. The water's a little high because of the rains that have come in. The course now is a lot shorter, though. So, like, a lot of people who do mudding, it's now further inland. So not much like trail-wise, I think, as before.
But terrain-wise, it's a lot. Loose sand and...
Amanda? Excellent trail assessment.
That was a great trail report there.
We're going to expect you to call in with trail reports on a regular basis now.
Please do.
It's going to be the trail report with Amanda.
That's actually what I've heard is there's a lot of muddy.
Wait, real quick. That was her name, right?
Yes.
Damn it.
Sure. and there's like a water, pretty... A relatively deep water crossing as far as what I've seen on Insta or
there's
YouTube.
Rain, yeah. There's a lot of rain. It does get deep. Yeah.
You guys have to sign up for that. Yeah.
Anything else? Like, did it do okay going through the water? Because I haven't done a water crossing in mine.
Once we got to the flat surface in Azusa, we actually just took it up to speed. It actually did really well on the loose sand. It did.
Yes.
High speed. It did pretty well.
Yes.
Going up there.
I've said, because again, I've driven Cody's Toyota, and there's a lot of similarities.
With stock tires, yeah. I can't imagine
these. Oh, no. I'll tell you.
With the Rodian MTXs,
number one,
be a huge difference.
Number one thing you should do is get tires. You should get the Nexen NXTs. They're Rodian. It really should be unless you got you can lift it and go up to 33s or whatever. But if you can't, and you can go with these tires, it is. I wish you were with us last weekend on your stock tires because I was telling everybody it would be so difficult to climb this hill. Not difficult, but I'd have to hammer it because of traction and to use momentum to get up certain parts of different hills. But with those tires, it was just steady throttle, and that's another thing I love about our truck.
Our truck,
is like you hit the throttle is so responsive, and that torque is right there. Like you just I'm gonna give it a little more throttle to climb over this difficult portion, and it does it. When it does it, you just it's always like a fist pump and a high five, even though like there's nobody around you to high five or fist bump, whatever. But dude, that is awesome. Thank you for coming by.
Thank you guys. Thank you for having us.
And thank you for joining you and me.
Yes,
we are the tip. We are the tip of the spear.
And now he's part of you. That's a bad thing.
No, it's not, dude. Me and you,
it's not, no.
Me and you, we're gonna push forward things. We're gonna make change, man.
The frontier is gonna take over.
That's right. That's right. It just makes sense.
Jeremy, let him know we got.
Hey, Jeremy, Icon, shout out.
We walked by Icon, and
right. Hey, you know what? When you walk out, when you walk out, make sure to say, hey, I just wanted to tell you that I went back and visited Trail Chasers. They convinced me, Matt convinced me that the Frontier was like the tip of the spear as far as off-road wheeling for the future. And I'm really hoping that you guys will, woo! Yes,
The Resurrect.
Yeah, Resurrect. All right. All right. So once again, thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
So tell me about this spear, Matt.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm like, make sure you buy the Trail Chasers board game, drinking game.
Yeah.
Keyword tip of the spear.
That's this week's episode. This week's episode is tip of the spear.
Yeah, that is so. That's gonna one of these days. That's gonna be one of our secret words. Is tip of the spear. You gotta say it like
man.
all.
You gotta be careful where you're at when you.
Oh, so that was a great conversation. All right, so that was a lot of what we did on day one. We're gonna roll into the day two intro, and I want you to listen to the difference in the enthusiasm.
I notice a different tone
in the way that we talk, and you'll see what we're talking about here just as soon as we roll into this the day two intro. You guys ready?
Do it.
All right, day two.
Dude.
Good morning, Matt.
Good morning.
How do you feel?
I'm tired, man.
Super tired, dude.
I'm tired. I mean, we got to go to an after party, right? That's what that was last night.
Got to rub elbows with the industry.
Dude, we hobbed and knobbed.
I don't know what that means, but
I was fine with the.
I was hobbing, but you did all the knobbing.
Dude, I can't believe I was knobbing like that, dude. I didn't know. I didn't know I had it in me to knob that way. But
I knew.
Yeah, Cody knows all about that.
Yeah. Well, I must have learned from the best.
So that's how day two starts. So let's talk a little bit about the after party. So Saturday we
go ahead and refresh my memory. just tell me what happened.
So we got invited to this after party thing. It was there on the fairgrounds at the George Lopez restaurant. We got there kind of early, so that for us it was pretty easy for us to break down. We didn't have a whole lot of stuff to do, so we broke down and we got there right at the end of the show. And everybody else all the big booths they got to set up, so we got in kind of early and we got like a second table in from the door, like right where everybody was coming in.
I was like, I guess nobody's doing this party thing.
Yeah, there was a period of time where I thought the same thing. I was like, I wonder if anybody's going to...
And now that you're saying, I didn't even think about, like, people have to break down the booth. Yeah. I didn't even think about it until right now as you're talking about it.
So we're sitting there, and a couple people walked in.
Free drinks.
Yeah, they did things ass backwards. They gave you free food.
No, free drinks.
Oh, free drinks, sorry. But they charged for the food. Nobody was buying food.
We bought food. So we're sitting there, and Lee from Lund came over. I met her at SEMA last year. She came over. We talked to her for a minute. We had a really good vantage point of people coming in, and we ended up having a lot of really good conversations that night. We talked to the guys from Rough Country, ended up sitting with us. We talked to them for quite a while. Jeremy from Icon came over and talked to us. Terry Madden came over. The SEMA, the Off-Road Expo did a really, really touching tribute to Jesse Combs. Terry Madden was there. They presented the Terry with a check for $10,000 for the Jesse Combs Foundation, which was amazing. It was super touching. Jesse had touched, had some kind of impact on everybody there at the show, and it showed. Teresa from LGECTS was there. She happened to be, her and her crew were sitting right next to us right behind us, and I went over and talked to her for a minute, gave her a hug. I love her. She's fantastic. But we ended up talking to a lot of people that we didn't get the chance to talk to during the show because everybody was busy.
Judging from the last clip earlier, I think I just yelled at a lot of people, probably. I think I was probably super excited, and I probably just started yelling at people.
Yeah, I mean, that's, Germans, they drink and they yell at people. But, so, I mean, we ended up staying there until, 8:30, 9 o'clock? Yeah, it was pretty late. We had a lot of really good, candid conversations with people. it was almost surreal for me to think about, where this brand started and when, and then all of a sudden the three of us and Casey and my nephew are sitting in this room with these vendors and, at the table with a bunch of these big names of people that Robbie Gordon was there. And, there were some other people that I recognized that were bigger names in the industry.
Did I yell at Robbie Gordon?
You did not. You did not. You yelled at the guys from Rough Country quite a bit. You yelled at.
Sorry, guys.
Who else was there that you were having a good conversation with? But who was it? Somebody.
Her name was Lily.
There you go.
Yeah, she runs
Matt present. She's like, "Hey, this is Lily. She runs the Baja 1000 or." Right?
No, the way you told the story was he said, "This is Lily. She runs Baja."
She runs Baja. I'm like, oh, so you're like you run the Baja race? Like you're a marketing?
Yeah, you're the czar. You like own the Baja Peninsula? What happened? No, she races Baja on a quad. She was super. So Matt had some conversation with her. We're going to try to get her on the show, but it was just a really cool. Everybody was there having a good time, connecting with people. And that I think we got to the expo at 8:30, 9 o'clock on Saturday. We didn't leave there till 9 o'clock Saturday night. Yeah. It was a long day, but it was worth every minute of it. But as you could tell, rolling into day 2, we were dragging a little bit.
But dude, man, I'm tired today, man.
I'm hungover, I think.
Yeah, no, I'm
you think
I'm struggling a little bit, but great time yesterday. This is crazy. Like, I think about like all the connections we made and people that we spoke to and the fans that came up.
I think we definitely made a tiny ripple in the pool of what is the Off-Road Expo.
Well, we're in that's the thing though. We're in that. If it's a pool, we're in the pool. If it's
we are in the pool now.
We're in the
We're in the adult pool now. We're not in the kiddie pool anymore.
We stepped up. I'm getting ready to go off the high dive, I think. pretty soon.
You're gonna skip the diving board.
I think that means I'm gonna start cracking beers or something.
We're gonna send it
every day. Yeah, man. I mean, we've sold some shirts, sold some merch,
a lot of Omaha'ds.
Dude, we had a lot of Omaha'ds yesterday. People were. It created a stir.
Yeah, people were like, "What's going on over there at the tent?"
Omaha. Yeah, man.
People were yelling it down like halfway down vendor row. Yeah, it's crazy though. It was funny walking in, watching all the vendors set up. They all had, they were all kind of like one step behind yesterday. I guess they had a rough night last night at that vendor party.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
They're all moving a little bit slower than they were yesterday.
There was a time back in the day. Cody knows this. I'd have been like, "Let's go hit up that after party."
Oh yeah, dude.
And
I'm telling you, that shirt.
If the two of you knew each other 20 years ago, 15 years ago, neither one of you'd be here. 5 years ago, you were still married. You were already married to my sister, dude.
15 years ago,
I thought I was pretty crazy. Still.
I would have been in high school, so.
And, I'd have been in a lot of trouble, I guess.
Me too.
Hanging out with some kids.
I actually would have got some cred at school.
It's. Dare to dream, Hopefully, I think kids think I'm cool,
Yeah, but I was probably like 2 beers away from saying like, yeah, let's go to the after party.
I'm glad.
I'm glad we left at the time we left.
Yes, I think we left at perfect time. So, well, it seems like a little more subdued today, right?
It's a little more calm. Yeah, it's not as. Yesterday was like the floodgates opened. And then people already at our booth were, interacting. It was nonstop.
So what time? We're looking at almost 10 o'clock. Yep. Yeah, we'd already...
Slower start.
It's a slower start for sure from yesterday.
But I'm okay with that.
I'm 100%.
I'm okay with it.
Give me like one more hour to try to recoup here.
How are we going to do that? What's your... Jose, what's your plan to recoup?
Well, I think if I just drink one Coors Light It'll level me off, and then we'll go from there.
Are you sure? Like, how? Here's
and
a good
then
question.
we start chasing the dragon again, all over again.
Chasing it. You never catch the dragon, dude. Here's a real serious question, because you were drinking the Coors Light. Yeah.
So, real quick, I have a feeling that when Matt says, "Here's a serious question," it's probably not going to be a serious question.
It never is, dude.
Let's see.
Yesterday. Mm-hmm. How did you know if it was cold or not? Because they served it in clear cups. How did you know if it was ready for you?
You know what? Before I answer that, let me sidetrack here. Obviously, I've been out of the drinking game for a while because I had a Bud Light apparently yesterday, and I didn't even know.
I slipped you a Bud Light yesterday, and I went, I don't give a shit. I don't want to hear any gruff out of you.
After all the shit I drink, I don't drink Bud Light. I fucking drank it and enjoyed it.
You didn't have to say that. That's great.
And I didn't even know which one of those was the Bud Light.
At some point, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't,
it
doesn't matter, dude.
Just give me that.
But knowing how it was the right temperature to drink, you just have to put the cup next to the Coors Light race truck over there, and it's ready to go.
I was thinking, how are we going to bring up the Coors Light race truck? Because we were walking in this morning, I'm all, oh, look, that truck is cold. Because the mountains were blue on it.
It's ready to race.
Is it?
It's always ready.
Up?
Nope, not for Coors. Not for Coors.
Look, from my understanding of mechanics, race trucks, is you want to warm them up first. So what you're saying is that truck clearly is slow.
Well, they're going against the grain. No, they're going against the grain. They're taking a different methodology to the race circuit. They're going. Why warm things up when you can cool them down?
Do they? Again, maybe they use some of their cold Coors Light and wash the truck with it. Right.
Well, what do you think fuels that truck, dude?
I know that truck sucks now. I know that thing blows.
How did this become brew talk?
I know that truck sucks.
How did this become brew talk with Matt and Jose? It's a totally different show.
Oh man! Well, I gotta readjust that. It's pretty good.
Oh, damn it! Woo! I'm afraid to hit play.
Do it. Don't be afraid. They had to drag it in here, probably. That thing was sitting on wheels. They had to drag it in.
It's like, hey, guys, you forgot the race fuel. What are you talking about? We got 4 kegs back there ready to go.
That's pretty funny. Some for you, some for me. A little more for you, a little more for me. That's silly. Silly now.
But day 2, starting off slow, which is fine with me.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's a rolling start today. We're gonna have a rolling start,
and we'll see where it goes today.
I think same as you. I think I'll probably grab a beer in an hour or so, and call it a recovery. Recovery beer, and then we'll go from there. I think things are gonna be all right, dude. I don't know how we have like a handful of stickers left.
Yeah, well, right now they're worth their weight in gold. Same thing with our hats and shirts. They're flying off the shelf here.
We're selling them. We've sold them.
We've sold some.
Sweet.
I can finally quit my job now.
No. Well, unless your job. Think about that. That's not a whole lot of money, dude.
Hey,
what do you do for a living again?
Sell shirts.
Okay. Hey, look, it's starting to get more crowded.
Yeah, we'll keep checking in throughout the day.
Yeah.
We might sound a little bit more Chewbacca-ian.
Well, yeah. Let's. You know what? Let's start toasting to Chewbacca soon.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like shit. So let's get that beer in us now.
Let's do it.
All right.
See, as someone that's not a drinker, I don't understand that. I've never understood I feel like hell. Let's start all over again.
Well, you know how a dog chases its tail? It's like, what else are we going to do?
I don't know, but I don't know that was the answer.
I'll tell you today. I agree with you.
You know what? I felt like crap the whole day today.
Yeah. It's all right.
So that was the intro today too, right? It started way slower, but I mean, it did pick up. I thought there was as many people there on Sunday as there was on Saturday. Different mix of crowd. It seemed like we still had a handful of listeners that came by and saw us. Not as many as day one. We didn't get nearly as many Omaha'ds, but ultimately we ran out of stickers and we put a huge dent in the shirts and hats we brought. And then actually, because it was a little bit, I don't want to say slower, but a little bit different on Sunday, it gave us the opportunity to pull together a couple good interviews.
You talking about when I went in and I pissed off the Radflow guys talking about how great King Shocks are?
Yeah,
that's a great. You're right.
What do you guys know about King Shocks?
Yes. I heard that part, and the funny thing is like they didn't even mention who they were. You guys just started talking to them.
Good. They gave me the stink eye, so that's what they get.
Yeah. So we, that's
a B-roll.
That's
right?
going to be on the bonus episode for sure,
guys. I'm telling you, there's going to be some gold. There's going to be gold on the other episode. So make sure to listen to the B.
It's going to be something.
Trust me. I think there's good stuff.
Well, there's good stuff on this one left still. So we had Danny from Syndicate Offroad. He came in, and we didn't get the chance to talk to them at the Brewfest. So he told me that he was going to stop by on Sunday, and I'm glad that he did. They stopped by, and we got to have a good chat with him. We'll listen to that next.
All right, everybody, we're at Expo 2019 in Fairplex in Pomona. We've got Danny and Ralphie from Syndicate Offroad. Ralphie's going to sit off mic. He doesn't want to talk. He doesn't want to talk to me. But Danny's here, and part of the reason we asked him to sit down and have a conversation is because we did not get the chance to interview you at the Brewfest. So on behalf of the entire Trail Chaser crew, thank you so much for that event. It was awesome. We had such a great time.
That's good to hear, man. We first off, thanks for having us back because we were all running around with our heads cut off the whole time. So got a lot of good feedback from the vendors and all the people there. So everybody was having a great time. Thank you guys again for coming out. I'm sure once we have our next year's Brewfest, you guys will, open invitation for you guys as well.
Awesome.
So I mean, we learned a lot from the event. Had a lot of people coming from upstate down, so we really appreciate that. I was kind of happy that they ended up winning some stuff in the raffle. You know, traveled 8-9 hours.
Yeah, we had some people come down from Sacramento to see us. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, but in all honesty, I mean that event that you guys pulled off was. This is great. This expo was great with all these people here, but that was way more intimate. It was in that beautiful beer garden. You had all the amenities of Stone Brewery. It felt like a really tight-knit community, and I thought it was a great event. It's something that I'm looking forward to the next one when the opportunity comes up.
Yeah, I mean, that's like one thing. Like, before we even decided to plan this thing, like, it was like 8-9 months in the making. We're just kind of thinking, like, what can we do something different? Because every event or every expo or, all these other things that you see, it's like it's always the same thing. It's either in like a parking lot setting or like the expo like we're at today and stuff like that. I was like, how can we be a little bit different but still have like a nice close-knit community? So like I just randomly took a trip down to the Stone Brewery just to kind of eat some stuff in the bistro and hang out with my family, and I just took a walk in the gardens. I was like, oh man, this is this is perfect. I mean, you're walking into like a botanical garden in a sense, and I was like, man, great beer, great environment, great atmosphere. I was like, this is it. This has to be.
Absolutely. And I think that environment, I think we talked about this a little bit, being in that environment changed the personality of the event itself as opposed to being just in an open parking lot. The event was situated in such a way where you kind of had to make your way through the vendors and stuff to get to the food and all the other stuff, and it caused not only the participants but the vendors to all interact a lot more than what I've seen in the past. And we had the chance to interview a lot of the people there. That was great. Everybody was fantastic. But I do know that you guys were working really hard and running around nonstop. So you said about 8 months in the making. How much time do you think went into actually getting it pulled off?
Oh man, well, I mean, a lot of it was just the marketing side of it, just talking. But I want to say like maybe 2 months, maybe a month and a half prior was kind of crunch time with locking down vendors and speaking to like a lot of the off-road clubs in Southern California and just basically just trying to get as much word out there as we can, because our followers are not, they're not local, but we told ourselves we wanted to go down to San Diego, Escondido area for a reason to capture all the family and the followers that we have down in that section, because a lot of people came up from San Diego, Escondido, a lot of our ticket sales were from that area, and that's exactly what we wanted to do. Because as we were growing our page on Instagram and Facebook, a lot of our stuff started coming from down south. So we just told ourselves, let's do something for them. Let's go a little bit closer to them. And then now we're thinking about bringing it a little more closer to home, because I think it'll be a even bigger turnout, and we'll, we have some cool connections with Hangar 24, so hopefully they'll open up their doors to us next year is what we're hoping for.
That's awesome. And you talked about the marketing side of getting all that ready. In the behind the curtain, folks, is all of the shirts and hats that you see here at the Expo that we've been giving away and selling and raffling them off were all done by Syndicate Offroad. We talked to them early on, gave them some designs. They knocked it out of the park. Everybody's real happy with these shirts and hats. I mean, to me, it says a lot when someone that doesn't even listen to the show comes up and buys one of these hats because it's so high quality. So thank you. Thank you. And we appreciate it. We plan on doing a lot more based on the amount of traction we had this weekend. We plan on doing a lot more. But yeah, I mean, we're super happy with the quality and the professionalism and the delivery times and all the stuff. You guys made it happen for us, and we really do appreciate it. I know that's something that you guys are doing a lot more of. What other things, other than another Brewfest at some point, what other things is Syndicate working on, either from the marketing company side or the club side?
The club, we're actually just trying to get out there and kind of do some more stuff for the community. You know? So they've been talking about doing some kind of charity event, whether it's a toy drive or maybe a canned food drive or just something to kind of help give back to the community. On the marketing side, we're actually getting a lot more traction in the off-road world, which is great. We're just getting like even race teams that aren't related to the off-road world. They could be like in the drift scene or something like that. Yeah, like any like motorsport related stuff. The brand is actually bringing us a lot of traction from, which is great. Because originally we weren't that at all. We were all business related, so all like business wraps, corporate stuff. Like we did a lot of stuff for the cities and all that. So, and then our website is doing well. We're trying. We don't know if we want to pull the trigger on it yet, but we're thinking about doing an entire website revamp to where it's going to be a lot more user friendly.
That's a lot of work, man.
A lot of work, a lot of money. So, but we're thinking about pulling the trigger and making it happen because we're actually, we're surprised that we're getting some traction on our website. So that's good for a business that's just starting out.
With that, so the Syndicate Jeep Club, the Syndicate Yoda Club, I know that I saw recently you guys were posting about where you're going to go next. What's your next run? Are you guys planning any day trips or off-road trips in the near future?
Yeah, I mean, I think next month we're doing something with the club up at Lone Pine. So that's like
where's that?
I want to say it's about 4 hours north of here.
Okay.
Gonna be camping out for the weekend at like a pretty cool abandoned mine. You can actually like drive your
nice
through this mine shaft.
Nice.
So yeah, it'll be pretty fun. I know Big Bear is going to be in the looks for next month as well, just trying to get out there and wheel,
Yeah.
We have gotten some invites to go to Moab for about a week, but I just don't think that's in. I don't know if we're going to be able to pull that off because we got so much stuff going on. So, usually our club, our club's awesome. Like our two presidents, they're great at just keeping everybody up to date, and literally they'll lay out a plan of attack for like 3 months in advance.
Oh,
like,
nice.
Yeah, we're doing this day, so you can kind of pick and choose what you want to go to, and usually when we have bigger events, we'll just make it a whole club event and just have fun. Everybody shows up, has a good time.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. Well, we're on board, man. We love everything you guys have been doing and the kind of the direction you guys have gone with the way you're being inclusive of everybody in the community, and we again appreciate having the opportunity to be associated with you guys in the events that are coming up. So as you guys get to more of the the event season and you have plans, don't hesitate to let us know, even if it's just to help promote it and get the word out. Because I feel like the 2 or 3 events we've been at with you guys, it's always a good vibe. It's always a good feeling. Everybody has a good time. So don't hesitate to let us know what you got going on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. You guys are always always on our list of invites. That's for sure.
I appreciate it.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, we're just trying to be a little bit different, and just like I said, like at the brewery, Sergio made a great point. It's just like we're trying to break the barrier between like whether you drive this or you drive that, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you got something and you like the outdoors and you like the off-road, come hang out with us.
Absolutely.
Come make friends and come make family.
Absolutely.
That's how we want to treat everybody. So,
absolutely.
So it's kind of cool to see, because like years ago it wasn't like that. It was so black and white. There's a big line drawn in the sand, whether you're this or you're that, and that's that.
Yep.
So it's kind of cool to see, like, over the years, it's like, I don't care, man.
Let's go wheel.
Yeah, come hang out.
Let's get it dirty.
Yeah, let's go make some adventures together,
Absolutely. Anything specific you're looking for at the Expo, or are you just kind of seeing what's around?
No, we're just, we have a couple of companies that we have to come out here and show our support for.
Okay.
So, we're just coming to hang out, show our support, and then just kind of take a look at all the cool rigs and, all the fun stuff they got in store, all the product rollouts they're doing. So, it's exciting. Exciting stuff, man.
It's exciting, and we always say it's depressing because I don't have enough money to buy all of the things here that I want and all of the rigs that I see, but it does. You get to walk around and see some of the stuff that's happening on these rigs, and you're like, okay, that's the goal. That's the new goal, right? And I love. Again, we've had so many people come by here, and we talk about your approach to the community. We've had so many people come by here over the last 2 days. Same thing, they drive whatever they drive. They enjoy having fun outdoors. We talk about wheeling, and it's been, you can see the how eclectic this community is when you watch people walk by this booth, and everybody's got something to offer, and we're excited to be part of it.
Oh yeah. I mean, because when you stopped by the other day to pick up all your garments and stuff, when we were talking about the Trail Chasers, it was like, the name is perfect. Like, you guys picked a perfect name because you can literally talk about anything.
Yeah.
Anything that's off-road enthusiast related, like, come down. Like, you always say, like, you have a story, we want to hear about it.
Absolutely. That's perfect. The best.
Yeah.
That's the best. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate the fact that we got the chance to chat with you, because we didn't get to chat with you at Stone, and just wanted to get on the record how much we appreciate it. So we'll be here for the rest of the day if you guys want to swing back by.
Awesome, man.
Thank you, Danny, for coming to see us and saying hi, and I got the chance to talk to him for a while. We also got the chance, I was super excited, we also got the chance to talk to Sara Price. You guys weren't even in the booth, were you?
Yeah, I was. I was eating, I think I was shoving a corn dog in my face.
Tammy had gotten us corn dogs. So Tammy went to get us some food. Presley was there. That's right, because you guys were watching Presley. So I'm sitting there playing with Presley, and I'm standing out in front of the booth, and I see Sara Price come walking down the road, down Vendor Row. And, Sara Price comes walking down. I'm expecting an entourage. Like, I'm expecting, like, a whole race team following her. But
That's the only reason why you got her, is because she was by herself.
Nobody was there to protect her.
And we outnumbered her.
Nobody was there to protect her. But she came walking down the aisle, and I was like, hey, Sara. And she said hi, and she was super nice. And I just asked her for 5 minutes. And she sat down in the booth with us. We started to have a conversation, only to realize that her mic wasn't on. So we did, like, 2 minutes of conversation, and to her credit, I was like, "Oh, we'll figure it out. We'll edit it." And she's like, "No, I'm cool. We'll start all over again." Like, she was just a professional and very sweet and very cool to talk to. And Presley was running around, and Uncle Matt was trying to keep her in check. And but I really enjoyed the conversation with Sara. So we'll listen to that next.
So we're at Expo 2019, sitting in the Trail Chaser booth next to Nexen, and Sara Price just happened to be walking down the alley, and I flagged her down, and thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
We were talking about, before the microphone had a little glitch because we're not professionals here, we talked about the success you've had in Baja and some of the stuff you have coming up. So talk to us about Baja specifically, how that went for you guys and kind of the prep work that went into it.
Yeah, Baja is a very tough event itself. When you go down there, you kind of don't know what's going to pop out at you, what's going to happen each race. But me and Erica, we put a lot of time into pre-running, into knowing our lines, knowing our corners. We put hours, days, weeks into it. Everything goes into that one day for that race. And, we're a part of one of the top teams down there, which is RPM Offroad. Guys are brothers. They're the top truck builder in the industry, and they are who's prepping, building, and chasing us down there. And then, obviously we have some incredible sponsors that make it all happen, like 4-Wheel Parts and Rugged Radios and BF Goodrich Tires, Raceline Wheels, and all these things have to fall into place for you to do well in Baja, and it's all kind of showing. We're being very consistent, and we're currently in the lead at the points championship right now.
Yep. And we did get the chance to talk to Erica, and we behind the scenes we talked a little bit about the prep work that goes into it, and how she's in your ear constantly, and we talked about the trust level that you guys must have when she says turn it and go or back off, and you trust her to that point. How long have you and Erica known each other, and what's that relationship like?
Oh man, I don't know how long I've known her.
I think she said it started with the Terex girls.
Even way before that,
Really?
I knew Erica. Yeah, I would say, man, years wise, at least over 10.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I would say at least 10 years, and so we were always like those girls that like guy stuff, so we found each other and we always hung out, and then I started racing short course, and she was always the person that would talk to me in my ear, and I came from moto, so I didn't like having anyone talking to me. I'm used to just going once the flag drops, and you just go, you don't look back. And so getting used to having someone talk to me was a big learning curve for me, and we kept stepping it up. So like me and Erica, we went to Africa together. Like I said, she was spotting me in short course, and then we moved into actually learning rally notes, and she took on rally herself. And so we just we kept evolving, we kept pushing the limits with each other, and we kept learning. So yeah, we've built a really cool program and friendship between the two of us, and she knows me, the ins and outs. Like she knows if I'm doing well and I get excited towards the other race, she's like, we have 5 more corners, stop it.
Calm down.
Yeah.
What was the transition like? I know you started in moto, like you said. At what point did you say, okay, this is great on 2 wheels, I want to go to the trucks? How did that or the 4 wheels at least, how did that happen?
So I used to race professional motocross, so I followed all the outdoor circuit and then X Games.
Yep.
I medaled in that and had an incredible career in motocross, but it was really difficult to get injured all the time and not get paid very well. I turned 18 and I was kind of like, okay, X Games took us out. We don't know how we're going to make a living. I don't know how I would even be able to afford rent, and yet I have to train every day to be competitive, and I'm getting hurt. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. If you're going to get hurt in motocross, it's win. So it came a point where my parents were like, okay, we thought there was going to be a light at the end of the tunnel here in the future, and it doesn't look like there is much of one, so let's think of something. So I started a business. I started painting cars, and that took off, and then I started I bought my own razor.
Oh, nice.
And then just one thing led to another, and oh my gosh, look at this guy on the scooter thing.
Yes, he is. I need that.
He was sending it back there.
He is.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So speaking of moto to 4 wheels, my co-host here, we got to interview Jeremy McGrath a couple weeks ago down at his ranch.
Oh yeah.
And Matt made the point to tell Jeremy that he was old, and that's why he started driving trucks.
With age comes a cage.
Yes, exactly. That conversation.
When I was questioning him, I was kind of implying that, but you don't want to say that.
Don't be afraid.
Oh no, well, you maybe, but I think I insulted him.
Oh no,
it was the best, and Matt's been a moto guy for a long time, and he was like, Jeremy McGrath, and he says that, we just all kind of laughed because it was hilarious to watch him put his foot in his mouth. But I think
it's one of the many times.
Yeah, that's his job. That's Matt's job. He's the one that does that. So what do you have coming up? I mean, what do you have coming up now that Baja's done? What's next?
We just finished the 400, and then we're leading into the 1000. It's coming up very fast here. It's going to be our biggest race of the year. There's 5 of us very close in points for the championship, so any one of us could take it in trophy truck spec. We have a little bit of a lead, but not much, not enough to be comfortable. So we're going to have to be on our A game, and even thinking about Ironwomaning it.
I think what we should do is put Matt in one of the seats with you and let him narrate as you're driving. I think with his figure and input, you guys win hands down, no problem.
In what way do I? How am I positive in her running a race, like as a cheerleader?
No, I don't know content. I was just looking for additional content. That's all. I thought it'd be good content.
Oh, we've had some funny stuff happen to us. Like, we came around a corner and we had like 5 guys mooning us, and we were like, "Did you see that?"
Oh, that's the best. Yeah, it was not us. It was not. I swear.
And then later we'll get messages. Did you guys see us? We were the ones mooning you. And I'm like, yeah, we saw that.
Yeah, exactly. And the police have been notified.
In Mexico, they don't care.
Oh no, they don't. That's funny. That's funny.
It's there's always some good times. It's pretty cool. Like the support down in Mexico that we get, it's unreal. It really.
Yeah.
Anywhere we go, like they're so stoked to see us do well, and so that makes us pumped.
That's awesome. So you got to meet Presley a few minutes ago. Like, we have always been a big advocate of watching women in motorsports do well and get out there, and especially since I had my little girl, right? No one's going to tell her what she can and can't do. She's gonna go, if she wants to be a ballerina or a freaking astronaut, she's gonna go do it, right? And so I appreciate watching you guys on social media and being able to share that with everybody and seeing, hey, look at the two of you go out there and just knock it out of the park and be successful, and you've earned your place in the community, and people have respect for you, and you've done that the right way. And so from as an outsider, as an old guy that wants my daughter to race something someday, like, it's great to see you guys do that stuff and really kind of inspire the next generation.
Thanks. That means so much to us, because that's something that I take a lot of pride in, is being able to offset the fact that, hey, yeah, we're girls, we're doing this, but we're racers.
Yeah.
When we come down, it's like we're working just as hard as you, if not harder. So bring your A game when you see us, because we're going to be working hard. We're going to make sure we're going to be a competitor. You know, and it's pretty cool, because at first, you have the first impression, obviously, and then it's really awesome to see it transition and see people that maybe don't know at that point when they have that first impression, and then they come back and they're like, wow, I have so much respect for you, you know, and that means so much to us, because, we are out there. We're trying to show that, it doesn't matter. There's no gender gap. It's just, let's go out there and do the best we can and let the best racer win.
Yeah, that's so awesome. Thank you so much. We appreciate you stopping by, even though I dragged you in here against your will. Good. And hopefully we can get a chance to talk to you again at some point on a full-length interview, and we'll be following everything you guys are doing. So thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
All right. Thank you, Sarah. Appreciate it. We had a really good time talking to you. I hope we can get a chance to talk to you again in the future. And we also talked to John Currie. So our buddy Aaron was out there at Rock Jock, and at one point he had come over to Jose's laughing, because at one point he was over at the booth.
Oh, dude. And you know what? You're sober. Right?
So there's a point.
I already know what's going on. I wasn't here for this, just so everybody knows.
You were.
I did not walk up there and interview him with you guys. That was you and Jose.
No. Oh, I'm talking about. There's 2 parts. Oh, damn it! I forgot about that.
God.
So
there's more.
Yes. So at one point during the day, Aaron came over to our booth.
You should start drinking.
At one point during our booth, during the day, Aaron came over to our booth to talk to us, and he's standing between me and the orange YJ that my brother had built, and I'm talking to someone about my brother being a fabricator, and I'm pointing at the orange Jeep, and I'm like, as a matter of fact, my brother built that Jeep right there, and it's this and it's that, and the guy says, oh, since you're pointing at him, I'm assuming that's your brother, and I was all, no, man, that's just Aaron. And he got the joke. He laughed. He thought it was funny. But what these guys are referring to is I went and interviewed John Currie, and he was a super nice guy. Really, I mean, one of the biggest names in motorsports, right? And so we're having a chat with him.
What were you talking to him about?
Jose was filming, and we were talking about how we were talking about Rock Jock. You'll hear the interview. We're talking about Rock Jock and the recent split with Currie and Rock Jock, and Rock Jock's focusing on all the suspension stuff. And I'm really excited about what they're doing. They looks like they've got a lot of stuff coming out. And after the interview, I was explaining to John about how much fun Matt and I had in the Gladiator at an event that was not sponsored by Rock Jock.
Was this a ploy to somehow get us to go there and test out their stuff? Somehow?
Not anymore. Man, I hope John doesn't hear this interview. So to be honest, as we're he's not going to listen to this. But as we're talking about it, and I was explaining to him the experience we had in the Gladiator on Icon suspension, it then dawned on me that I'm talking to the owner of Rock Jock Suspension about Icon suspension, and I tried to turn it around and say, what would be a really good idea is if you guys did something like that as a test drive, we could come and cover it. So I tried to turn it around.
He's like, have my people call your
Yes,
people.
I don't think I did a really good job. So if I
you told him to call me.
Yeah. So if I never
expect a phone call.
So Aaron will probably never talk to us again because I said that to his boss. and if John ever hears this, I apologize profusely, and I owe you a beer. So here's the interview with John Currie. You won't hear my foot going into my mouth because it happened off the air.
All right, we're here with John Currie at the Rock Jock booth at Expo 2019. How are you doing today?
We're doing really good.
Thanks for letting us come over here and talk to you. I love all of your stuff. If you guys get a chance to come down here and look at this, you'll see what they got going on. What specifically can people see at the Rock Jock booth when they come out today?
Well, we got our new long arm kit on our chassis out here, which is it's got a new patent pending rock nut on it. So if you are interested in something like that, come by and see us. This is kind of a higher end kit with the aluminum arms, all engraved with their name and anodized. Oh, wow. And then we're gonna also have a version that's going to have a steel arm. Okay. So it'll be we could help both markets with it. So.
Okay. And is that available for JK, JL, JT, both, all three?
Those are, right now it's available for the JK and the JL. Okay. So the JT stuff we're still working on. Everybody's super excited about the JT. The JT, we have a front suspension because the front of a JT is like a JL. Mm-hmm. So we have the front suspension. We have a front sway bar already. We've got a rear sway bar that is in the works. We'll be introducing some of the stuff at SEMA. Okay. So we don't have it here. We're finishing it for SEMA. So hey, if you have a chance, come by and see us at SEMA as well. But here we've got a bunch of anti-rocks on display, a bunch of Johnny joints. Come by and talk to us if you're getting ready to build a new Jeep and see what we can do for you.
Okay. And recently there's been, or I guess earlier this year, there was a business decision to split Rock Jock and Currie. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Where do consumers go to get what products?
Well, basically, Currie is all we're in. Okay. So if you want, like the Dana 60s, Dana 70s, 9-inch Fords, that stuff, Currie's we're in. So my two brothers own Currie. They're partners in Currie. What we did, we carved out Rock Jock, which Rock Jock is suspension, anti-rock sway bars, and steering. So anything to do with suspension, steering, and sway bars, that's all the Rock Jock brand. Okay. And so my son has came in. My son's is going to run it. This is kind of like an exit strategy for me and my brothers to figure out, hey, we've been doing...
What, you don't want to do this forever?
Well, we've been doing it for, I don't even know how many years. I started when, I've worked for Currie Enterprises my whole life, and I'm 62. But it was a way, for us to, hey, we could pass this down to our kids without having all of our kids being partners. They could have their own part of it. Oh, okay. And so that's the way I'm looking at it.
Oh, where's my dad? My dad didn't pass down Jack.
I'm going to still be involved in the company, and I want to, I'll be the face of Rock Jock or whatever and go out and do the events. But my son and my daughter are pretty much going to do the day-to-day run. I'm going to be involved in the new product development and working with engineering, and that's what I always did at Currie anyways. Okay. And then they get the headache of running the company and making sure it's making money. So
on the new product stuff, I know you guys are heavy in the Jeeps. Casey runs all of the Jeep products on his race vehicles. Is there any plan to expand out to other brands?
We've got some side-by-side stuff already. After we get all of our JT stuff developed, we're probably going to go into more of the side-by-side stuff. I'm also working on a line of sway bars for the pre-runner market. Okay. So it's a bigger sway bar than my anti-rock stuff that we have for the Jeeps. So we're going to make anti-rocks for like the pre-runners, which is a 35 spline bar, and it's bigger stuff. So.
Okay. What are you excited about coming out next? What's the next big thing that you're excited about?
Well, one thing I'm kind of excited about is our new anti-rock for the rear of the JT, because we've been working on it for a while, trying to get it figured out. We finally got it figured out. Like I said, we'll have it at SEMA, so I'm kind of excited about that. Our new rock nut, we've been working on. This is kind of it's actually a patent pending thing that we have. Something new, it's similar to what other people have done, but we took a bunch of ideas from other industries and other stuff and kind of combined it into a deal to make a locking or a jam nut or a locking nut for a control arm that is actually, different than what anybody else has out there right now.
On that product development, how much of that is like, brains and engineering, and how much of that is your 40-some years in the industry of wrenching on things? How do you bring those two things together to develop new products?
Well, the best way, what I like to do when I'm developing a product is you're usually trying to solve a problem. Hey, I've got this problem. How do we solve it? With like the rock nut, one of the buzz around the internet and stuff now is people don't like jam nuts because once they break loose, they're loose, and then it's not holding the control arm right. So we're trying to figure out to make something that looks like a jam nut, is simple like a jam nut, but doesn't have some of the faults that a jam nut has. Okay. And so normally, if you're trying to solve a problem, you have to look at the whole picture. Okay, what's causing the problem? Okay, what is the problem? What's causing the problem? And how can we fix the problem? And those are the best products. If you're whatever it is, if your Jeep doesn't feel right when you're off-road, let's say even with the sway bars, and the stock sway bars are way too stiff, I'm lifting tires off the ground, it's doing this, it's doing that, well, how do I solve that problem? That was one that, when we started doing the sway bars, we were basically trying to solve a problem. We want to make the Jeep feel more comfortable when you're off-road. We want to make it feel more stable. We want the driver to have more confidence when he's driving. Those are all issues you may be trying to solve. Hey, what can we do to make that happen? Mm-hmm. So,
wow, that's awesome. The idea that the thought of you guys sitting there trying to come up with all these problems that all of us are experiencing when we're out there. Other than SEMA, do you have any trips or events or races planned before the end of the year?
Well, our next big push will get everything ready for SEMA, and then I'm looking forward to going down to Baja after that, and down for the 1,000, probably supporting my nephew down there on the 1,000. So that'll be kind of a little getaway. So I always kind of look forward to Baja after SEMA, because SEMA's like this big push to get it done. You're there for a whole week, and then when you're done, you go, oh man, you just want to go. So then we can head down for Baja for 3 or 4 or 5 days, and drink some beer and have a good time.
How much of Baja is relaxing and how much of it is racing and work?
Well, the race is all nothing but work. During the race, you're not going to sleep. You're going to be up all night long. It's going to be one of those deals. And hopefully, you're not going to be out there retrieving a vehicle off the course somewhere. It's always been one of those deals where, okay, yeah, he's broken, but he's 20 miles out in the desert, and the only way to get there is, you got to drive down this dirt road, to go get him. And, I remember 2 years ago we were retrieving Casey. He broke a steering. It was actually a hydraulic line. So they had a flash fire, and they got a hold of us. Hey, we need to bring a hydraulic line out and bring some power steering fluid. So he was only about maybe 5 miles in on the course, but the course was so rocky. It was like, for us to get there in a Jeep, it was like 45 minutes. So, going. So we get out there, we get the Jeep fixed, and I can remember he's getting in the trophy truck at the time, and he starts it up and he's taking off. And right as he took up, we look out, and the sun is coming up over the Sea of Cortez. We could see it from where we're at, and we're driving out on this thing, and all of us could barely stay awake. I remember my brother kept pulling on my seat from behind me. I'm like, will you let go of my freaking seat? I can't drive. You keep pulling on my seat. Well, they kept falling. You've been up all night. It's 4:30 in the morning. The sun's barely peeking up over the Sea of Cortez, and you're just trying to get back to the highway so you could chase him into town and hopefully you get there before he does.
Oh, that's an awesome story, but I'm sure it'd be a better story if he didn't break down and won. So I hopefully this year you don't have to do any 4:30 in the morning runs.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Depends on what side of the course that you're chasing on. If you're chasing on the first part, well, he's gonna be. If he has a problem, he's gonna be beyond you. Okay, but if you're chasing on the second half, most likely you're not going to see him till 10 o'clock at night to start with. And if he has a problem, it's going to be at night, and you're going to be trying to find him out in the middle of the desert somewhere or whatever, middle of Baja.
Man, I would love to do a full hour-long interview with you because I guarantee the stories you have about that stuff would be amazing, and we'd love to hear those. I really do appreciate the time. Anything else you have here or coming up that you want to talk about?
I don't have. I mean, as far as Rock Jock in a whole, we have a lot of directions we're going, but right now we're just trying to get our organization all together, get it organized. We're still working on our facility. We've added 1,000 square foot to the facility on Jinx Drive, which is always where Rock Jocks was, but we never had our own payroll and our own shipping department. So we're adding all that stuff in. We're going to have all that done within the next month or so. Okay. And our building, I think, will be done within the next 2 to 3 weeks. So then we could get all the people that need to come in there, get them all in one spot. Okay. So we got a lot of stuff going on. But we have big plans for the future of, where Rock Jock's going to go as far as, the different product lines and different stuff. So.
Well, congratulations on all the success, and we're looking forward to seeing what's next with Rock Jock. Aaron is one of our good buddies. We talk to him on a regular basis, so I'm sure he'll keep us up to speed. And like I said, I'm sure we'll have more conversations in the future. Thank you so much for your time.
All right. Well, thanks for coming by, guys.
All right. Thank you, John, for taking the time to talk to us. And I apologize if I put my foot in my mouth. And so that's the bulk of some of the highlights of the
I accept your apology.
That's the bulk of some of the highlights of the expo. We're going to roll into our closing clip. I mean, the three of us kind of sat down towards the end of the day when things were winding down to talk about kind of our experience, and then as we said earlier, we have a whole nother episode of stuff to do. We're going to clip that together and make it a clip for us to
a mega
bonus episode.
Yeah, a mega bonus.
Yeah. Okay. So,
my opinion.
Let's play a little bit of the ending clip and then go from there.
All right, boys. The end of day 2. Jose, you were just talking about like when you watch videos on YouTube of big events and expos and whatever. You don't see this part. You don't see this part of the show or whatever.
Yeah, people falling asleep at their booth because no one's walking by anymore.
Everybody's yawning. Ourselves included. Code.
Yeah, well, it's been I think we talked about it earlier. We kind of went hard and fast right at the beginning. Yesterday morning we got here.
Like a young buck.
Yes, and we went hard and fast early yesterday. It was busy from 9 a.m. We didn't leave here till 8:30 or so, something like that, last night after the vendor party, nonstop. We had a lot of people stop by, and it was awesome. It was awesome to have people come by. Omaha'd.
A lot of Omaha'd.
A lot of families, a lot of faces we recognize, people we know. Listeners came out to support us, and we love that. It was great. Today's been a little bit slower.
It picked up right after lunch.
Yeah.
It kind of spiked up real quick.
Yeah, and we didn't have as many. You guys did quite a bit of time out in the field. We didn't have as many interviews here at the booth, but we had a couple really, really good interviews. I'm really happy with it, and we made a lot of contacts. So I think between the 2 days, man, it couldn't have gone better as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I mean the problem is we have a ton of content. I don't even know like. What do you even put out? Like, there's so many hours of recording.
I think it's all perfect. I think all of it needs to be heard. But I'm confident like that. I think everything's comedy gold to me.
I haven't heard all of the recordings, so I'm not as confident as you are. There's probably 4 hours of content that the two of you have done without me.
Yeah,
and there's interviews that I've done without you guys.
Though how things have evolved when we go out on events like this, you and I don't. It's Jose and I that go out, and but I think it works great.
And
man.
I don't, you know what's funny? I had this conversation with Tammy last night, and it's not, I don't think that is by design. I think it's more of all three of us are on the same page. We have similar senses of humor. We have similar understandings of what we want to accomplish. So whoever happens to be available to go out, I'm sitting in a boot still, so walking isn't my favorite thing. But it doesn't matter which combination of the three of us is out doing something. It's going to end up good. You know what I mean? I'm pleased with it.
Well, when it comes, I'll tell you. In my opinion, I think. Are
you still pleased with it?
I'd like to retract my previous statement for the record and strike that. No, I mean, I do stand by that statement. I mean, it is no matter which combination of us is out there with a microphone, it's fun. It's just fun, and
I'll give it to you. Like, you really don't edit too much. I don't think you edit much. We always joke, like, as far as editing. We'll edit this, episode, immediate episode.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of stuff.
But the rest of it's going to come out,
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we're going to clip just for the sake of time.
You're not going to cut my babbling between, because I just let I'm afraid that I'm not going to hit the buttons correct on the recorder. So I usually just let it record between, while I'm walking between booths. But
no, I mean, normally.
So that gets filtered,
We have a rough target for somewhere around an hour per episode. Episodes like this one and the Brewfest one are going to be longer just because of the nature of the content. We could literally do 6 weeks of content, of edited content, with just what we captured at the Off-Road Expo. So this will be edited for the sake of time, and we'll do that. But the bonus episode is just going to have a bunch of raw stuff.
Sorry, Jose.
Oh, go ahead.
This episode's like a rich piece of cheesecake. It's like too sweet. It's so good. It's got like raspberry sauce and probably some chocolate sprinkles on it. It's so good.
No, I was just going to say, the shows are only in hours because we limit ourselves to an hour, but we can sit in this room for like 3 hours record, dude, every week.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Then we for sure will listen. Who's listening?
Yes. It just, that just seems to be the target. The show will be as long as it needs to be, but, rather than putting out a single 6 hour long show, we're going to break it up into two. And, I think this is a good intro to the content. You'll hear the rest of the content in the next episode. Let's see what the rest of this conversation was like.
Because you'll interview like famous people, like you interviewed Sara Price today, right? Yeah. I wouldn't know how to interview her. Like I know of her, but you were comfortable. You did a bitchin' job, like a very professional, like. Yeah, represented our brand and Nexen perfectly. Whereas for me and Jose, we're like.
Real quick, I'm curious to know if Nexen feels that we represented them perfectly.
You're gonna get a cease and desist letter.
Yeah, we'll see if we get invited to any more events.
Yeah, that contract may be over soon.
We're the men's on the street, I think both of us now. So we'll go up, and because I don't know, like again,
you're the sexy men on the street.
And I think that Jose and I can go up to just whoever. Like, we walked up to numerous booths today, and hey man, tell me about your product and try and ham it up or whatever, because I am oblivious. I don't know. Tell me about those are shocks, right? Tell me about them, so I think that works well. Like that's the other side of the coin. Either way, it's like it's comedy gold. It's just gold, baby. Golden content.
Tell me if I'm wrong here, but like this is still like uncharted territory, like because before when you guys were doing it, would you guys go out on events and like walk around like that? Like
no,
and this is the first big event where we've had a booth presence, right? I mean, we've had booths at a couple things, but nothing of this magnitude. And at this event, someone needs to be here at the booth. and someone needs to be out,
and you're in a boot.
Yeah, and I'm not walking. So because just a perfect example, this Sara Price thing. You guys were out and about. She happened to walk down the aisle. I grabbed her. And we talked to Sean Holman from the Truck Show podcast, and
real quick, Sean Holman did stop by. Thank you, Sean. Appreciate that. And we're chatting, having a good old conversation. And I was like, "Hey, man, let's get on the mics for a couple minutes." He's like, "Cool." Right? Reach, grab the mic, and I'm like, check. I couldn't make the damn microphones work. I don't know what we did.
I called you professional in that clip.
I know.
Right there.
I'm gonna own that one. I think I must have done something, dude.
I don't know. There was one setting. It took me a while to find. There was one setting that got switched, and it could have been any of us. So I ended up having to tell Holman, "Hey, man, I can't make this. I know I'm trying to make you think that I'm a professional podcaster here, but I can't make my machine work. So can we do an interview another time?" And he was totally cool about it. And I'm hoping that we get to connect with them from the Truck Show podcast and have some more conversations with them in the future. But yeah, it was one of those things with all of the stuff we had going on. That was the only time that we weren't on it. Like grab a microphone and go, right? And it was just happened to be another podcaster that's probably thinking to himself, we're professionals.
Rookie hour. Go get your intern to fix it, chump. You grabbed her. Thankfully, she didn't scream for help.
No, she was super.
But you funneled her right into the booth.
She was super cool, and
cops are right across from us.
No, she could scream. No, she was super cool, and we even had an issue with the microphone, one of her microphone being on mute, and we had to kind of redo the first 2 minutes of the conversation. But she was cool about it. I mean, like we had talked about a little bit earlier, I'm at the point now in this adventure that anybody that walks by here, I'm not afraid to say, "Hey, let's sit down and talk." I think that, we're
evolving.
Yeah. Well, and
our podcast is evolving into a legitimate media source. That's crazy to say. It really is.
Well,
I think it's true.
I'll be honest. Like I think I'm a little timid still. Like if our roles, when we go walk around, Matt, like if we switch roles, I'd be nervous, dude.
Oh no, I'm nervous. I just I'm not. It's not nervous because of the people that I'm talking about. It's because I am not very well informed. Again, I understand. King shocks or whatever, but at the same time, what I'm starting to realize is, hey man, tell me about your product. I'm not knowledgeable. Clearly. Let me know, and then try and ham it up. If they say something that triggers. What I'm starting to realize is, we can edit.
Can we? You got a mouse in your pocket?
All right. You want credit for editing?
No, I want you to edit. He's
like, no, please edit.
Oh man,
edit. But but at a show like this, they want to talk about their product.
Yeah. Of course.
Well, and I'll be honest, that's beyond all the other things. That's one of the values you bring to the show. Is we talked about that when you first came on. You're asking the questions that people need to hear, and you don't try. None of us do actually try to portray ourselves as experts in anything. Right?
No.
No matter how long you've been doing this, you can learn stuff. And you come at this, and if someone says something that you don't understand, you're not afraid to say, "I don't understand that." Tell it. Yeah, tell me.
Yeah. Explain whatever it is,
and that drags out some of the information that people need to hear. That it's possible that some other shows that maybe are more technical or knowledgeable than we are may gloss over it and talk about the flux capacitor and just assume that everybody understands what that means, and we don't do that.
Look, sir, I only have a Back to the Future understanding of the flux capacitor,
1.21 gigawatts,
and I understand it's 1.21 gigawatts. But could you explain why it's
what's a gigawatt?
Yeah. What is a gigawatt? Do I have to have crazy white hair in order to understand this stuff? Please break it down for me. But yeah, dude, exactly. I think that's that works for us.
Well, and we think about between the three of us, each one of us has a different level of knowledge and understanding. And Jose always pulls out. Jose always pulls out.
He does
technical stuff. Or did you know that X, Y, and Z happen in X, Y, and Z, and this person knows that stuff?
It's random.
He'll sit there. He won't say anything for an hour, and then nugget boom,
nugget.
Right there,
like bullets, aces. Dude, you just flopped aces right there, and then I nod like.
Oh shit, dude! Props, brother. You know,
dude.
I love it.
I just know a lot about. I know a little bit about a lot of things, but I'm no expert. I'm like a Renaissance man.
You're a perfect. You are the.
I'm a jack of all trades, master of none.
Tracer, dude.
Yeah, but I just know a lot of random facts that I don't know why they stay in my head. But
thank God they do. So again, man, it is really. I'm exhausted. You know, this feels similar to Eco Crawl when we were.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah,
you had to be on those 2 days.
Like you just feel like I have to entertain or be on like my game like sharp. I mean, we didn't have to. It wasn't the same, but it was still like just 2 really long days. Literally, we had to like slap away like content. Like, you know, man, Yes, Cody did a run, 2 buildings. Did you know there's stuff in this building over here? All right, man.
Great, dude. Awesome.
We didn't even really go into the building behind us. We only got like 3/4 of the way through it. I don't know. Like at that point, it's on you. I'll go to whatever you want to go to another. Me and Jose, I'll go get more content that you got to edit. Yeah. But that's how crazy it's been the last couple of days. Like. What are we going to do with all this video and audio?
What's crazy is like
nobody wants to hear this stuff 3 weeks from now, but it is. We could have 3 shows of really good stuff. I honestly, this particular show or however we chop this up, I know there's going to be good stuff that it's like, oh man, when I talk to that whatever.
So, you know, it'll just be tonight when I get home, I will start combing through some of the audio and clipping out what...
I did not. I did
Don't
not
say.
comb through any audio that night. I could barely keep my eyes open. I laid on the couch with Tammy and was gone.
The things that are keepers and try to figure out how to clip it in and out. I mean, but you know, normally it takes me a couple hours to do a normal episode. It will probably take me 8 hours to edit all this stuff together. We definitely have a lot of content to get through, and you know, haven't even looked at the video stuff yet. I mean, it took me a couple hours last night just to get all the video backed up and off the device so we can record more today. So. Is there anybody out there that wants to edit video? Is there any intern that's looking for a school project? We've got thousands of hours of video content that we're just never going to get to. Not just this event, but some of the other ones. And you know, it's hard enough to get through some of the audio stuff. The video is going to be even more difficult.
You know, something else I was thinking about earlier today when I was in the bathroom. Please, for my behalf, and this is Matt speaking. On your way out, go to the Icon booth and say, you know what, we came here.
The hashtag resurrect the frontier.
I know, but it was like, dude, we had that many people. If each and every one of you had gone and went to the Icon booth on your way out or at some point during the day, these guys would have went, we got to get that frontier shit going right now. This is a clamoring. So next time for sure, we got to make sure, please, we can take advantage of this opportunity. But that's how it went. That is exactly how it went this weekend. Where that kind of influence, you know, our show and our listeners actually we brought to bear this weekend. It was dope, just awesome.
Yeah, I'm speaking for myself, but I think you guys would agree as well. Like, I've experienced like the high of highs. Like, yeah, after yesterday, I was like, dude, I was on cloud 9. I was like, I'm gonna
quit my job.
Yeah, we're talking about quitting our job.
Unless all the people that came here showed up and dropped money on the table, none of us are quitting our jobs anytime soon.
No, but it was just so crazy. Like, just you know, we put a lot of time into this.
Cody puts in the most.
Yeah, Cody 100% puts in the most, but you know, we all sacrifice, you know, time to do these things, to record, and it's kind of you know, I'll be selfish. It feels good to see people like, oh, like they appreciate the work you're doing.
Well, and that's part of the genesis of Trail Chasers was to
connect with the community. Create a place where we could tell stories and talk to people and have a common interest and talk about the things that unites all of us and go for a run and do some wheeling and have fun, right? So all of that just happened here over the last 2 days, right? There were people that sought us out, that came over here to talk to us that I never would have thought were coming to see us. I went to talk to someone earlier today that I wanted to talk to, and I'm sitting there having a conversation with this large named organization.
The Michelin Man?
No, I did see the Michelin Man. I'm sitting there having a conversation with this large organization, and
hey, I'm still here, bro.
And the marketing manager at this large named organization says, "Yeah, I've been listening to your guys' show for like a year," and that floored me. Like, okay, this guy knows who we are. That's crazy. To Jose's point and Matt's point, we put a lot of work into this. We do it because we love it and we enjoy it, and getting the opportunity to meet people and talk to people and have people come up and say something to us that we talked to, Omaha, or cracking jokes about the frontier or something. I mean, that's rewarding. That means that we're having these conversations, we're connecting with you guys, and we appreciate it when you come back to us and have those conversations. So keep doing that. We've got more events coming up. We want to do more of these. We've got the event October 12th at Santa Margarita Toyota. That's going to be with us and Rob the Man. That's going to be a good local event. And we're gonna continue cranking out content and having conversations with cool people, and we want you guys to be part of it.
Agreed.
All right. Absolutely. Thanks, guys. Thanks for everything this weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. Yeah, so that, Matt made the comment earlier. It's late. It's way later than normally because we had to go through so much of this content.
We've literally been recording for 3 hours right now.
Yes, yeah, you're right. We started we did an interview that you'll hear next week at 6 o'clock. It's now after 9, and we still have a couple things to do before we can clip this thing together. So I think you guys get the gist. It was an amazing event. We are grateful that we got to be part of it and that we had the conversations that we did with the people that were there. And, it just makes me want to do more of the same. It wants me to do more events that we can talk to people. It wants me to set up more trail runs so that we can get everybody out on the trail with us. It invigorates me to do more. And I appreciate that to everyone that has participated in this. And that includes some of our friends online that made comments about how they were bummed that they lived on the wrong side of the
wrong side of the coast.
Yeah, wrong side of North America, and the ones that I knew wanted to be there but couldn't make it because of family stuff. We appreciate that. Even though you guys weren't there, there was a lot of interaction online, and I feel like even that is part of the community. So. Keep that stuff coming, and we'll do what we can to crank out the content. And to Matt and Jose and Casey, you guys, this weekend wouldn't have happened if you guys didn't put all the effort into it that you did. And I'm so grateful for everything that's gone down in this crazy adventure. So thank you for all of that.
No, man, thank you. Thanks for including us. Being a part of. Something pretty awesome. Seems like it's getting even more awesome every week.
We'll see.
I don't know if you can tell, but I'm pretty tired. Let's just wrap it up.
So the bottom line here, we love you. Thank you. Good night.
We'd like to thank Nexen Tire for their support. We've been extremely impressed with the Rodian MTX tires, and we are excited about what the future holds for Nexen. If you want to be part of this growing community, please go to NexenTireUSA.com and check out their complete line of tires for your rig.
We would love to hear your feedback. Please go to trailchasers.net/contact and drop us a line or leave us a voicemail at 951-395-DIRT.
You can stay up to date with all our shenanigans by going to trailchasers.net/register and signing up for our newsletter, or follow us on Instagram at The Trail Chasers.
Do you want us to talk about you on the show? Best way to do it is leave us a review on iTunes.
And thanks again to Ryan Torigno for all the music on the show. You can find him at ryantorigno.com.